Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. A London derby against Fulham that is now of utmost importance. However, my stance still hasn't changed. Whether or not I think we're going to win or not today, I'm sure you've all seen my post saying I don't think we will, but I still don't think we get relegated because teams like West Ham just aren't very good. Now, I'm hoping that maybe that's a little bit of arrogance, but looking at their results, I feel that they will lose enough games. But hello to each and every one of you. The team news will be out in 4 to 5 minutes' time. Lots of reports this morning that Jed Spence is not in the squad, which means Sosa to start. Hey, as I said before, this was all on Thomas Frank. So we've got to pick up results now. No excuses. We've got to pick up results. We're going to see how much this was on Frank or whether or not these players are just not very good. We're going to find out. Some reports saying it's going to be a back four. Some saying it's going to be a back three. We're going to find out. We're going to find out very, very shortly. Lots of rumours that Matisse Tell is going to start the game today. I genuinely don't know. I know Danso is in the squad. He's on the TV right now, getting off the team bus, going into Craven Cottage. Does Archie Gray go to left back? Does Sosa, do we play wing backs? Does Tell play at wing back? Does Tell go up front? I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot to ask, isn't it? If young Sousa starts, he'll be probably up against someone like a Harry Wilson, who's a seasoned Premier League player in great form. We'll see. We'll absolutely see, won't we, what the team's going to be in a minute. Does Danso come straight back in to play alongside Van der Ven and Radu Dragusin to make it a back three? Does Porro go straight back into the 11? We'll see, right? We're going to see very, very shortly. The team news should normally be out about an hour and 15 minutes before the game. Look, it is what it is. It's tougher than it's been in years gone by. These teams that we're going to play now don't have worse teams than us. You know, years gone by, you'd go to Fulham with Ali, Ericsson, Kane, Son, Dembele, Walker, and you'd go, right, yeah, we're gonna wipe the floor with this lot because we've got good players. Now you look at it and go, this is a different setup. This is a team of Spurs that isn't as good and a Fulham team that's got better. So I don't know. I'd love to be sitting here at 4 p.m. when the game ends, roughly just before 4 p.m. saying, well, that was a really needed 3 points. I just don't trust Tottenham. It's not Tudor. I just don't trust the players. I don't think that there's enough quality in there, and we're going to see. So over the next hour or so, before the game starts, we'll get some score predictions. We'll see what the team lineup is. Everyone will probably have a breakdown. They always do. Whatever the 11, people have a breakdown. But I don't break down over teams anymore because I genuinely don't think that any of the players... I'll tell you what I get. You know, it's like the people like Marius that come in the chat and they crave for bad players to start in front of a bad player that's starting. Does that make sense? It's like, oh no, that bad player shouldn't have started. Should have been that bad player instead. And it's kind of like I don't care. None of these are good enough that you go, can't believe he's on the bench. None of them. Not one of them. I mean, we can talk about Mickey van der Ven, who I think's been really poor lately, not leading by example. Doesn't look like he wants to be here. But other than Mickey, I don't look at any of these and go, you're undroppable. Like I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I think when you get to, it's a sad phase that I've got to as a Spurs fan. It's a really sad phase in the kind of I don't care phase because not that I don't care about Spurs. I don't care about the team because I genuinely don't rate a lot of these footballers, right? So it's very difficult for me to go, what? He's on the bench? I can't believe it. I don't have that. I don't have that with any of these footballers. You know, when games where Maddison was on the bench, for example, I was like, what? Why would James Maddison be on your bench? Now, if you tell me Sarr's on the bench, I don't care. You tell me Basuma's, I genuinely genuinely don't care. Is there anybody? Let's start as we mean to go on. Hello to all of you. Is there anybody that you genuinely think, maybe other than Van de Ven, where you go, oh my God, he's on the bench. This is crazy. He's a match winner. Oh, Solanke? I don't know. I'm clutching at straws. Simmons? I don't know. I'm clutching at straws. I can't clutch any clearer. But let's see. It is 46 minutes past. Shall we see if the team news is out? The team is out. The team is Vicario in goal. Hang on, I should probably get this in my own head first before I read it out to you lot. Right. Now, this could be... Oh, God, what's he doing here? This could be a back four or a back three, depending on Paulinho's positioning. The team is Vicario. If he's going with a back four, it's going to be Gray at left back, Porro at right back, with Dragusin and Mickey van der Ven at centre-half. A midfield three of Gallagher, Basuma and Paulinho, with Mawani, Xavi and Solanke. So Mawani, Xavi and Solanke. Now, I think he's going to go with the back three. I think he's going to go with the back three, still with Paulinho. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think he's going to go with the back three. And what that means, hang on, let's remove this for 1 second. Let's bring up the old, here we go. Let's bring up our old football lineup, shall we? I think he's going to do something like this. He is a creature of habit. So I think that he's going to play like this. Bear with me, people. I think it's going to be this. Could be very, very wrong. Hang on, I'm just trying. Somebody's messaged me. I'm just trying to say, is it three at the back with Paulinho? I don't know. Let's have a look. I think it could be something like this, people. Let me see if that's come up. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to change the players. So give me 1 second. I think it's going to be Gallagher in there, Porro there, Mickey van der Ven there, Danso. That'll be Radu Dragusin. This will be Paulinho. That will then be Archie Gray. This will be Bissouma. This will be Simmons. And then Mawani and Solanke. I reckon it's going to be that. Does anyone disagree with me? I reckon it's going to be that. Fulham, by the way, no Anderson for Fulham. They've gone with Leno, Tete, Diop, Bassi and Sessegnon. A midfield two of Berg and Iwobi, with Wilson, Smith Rowe and Bob behind Raul Jimenez. I've got a feeling it's going to be this. Now, again, guys, but don't shoot the messenger. I don't know. Possibly going to a back four. With a back four, though, I'm guessing it will be a 4-3-1-2 with Gray at left back, Porro at right back, and then Paulinho goes to play in with Basuma and Gallagher. No Jed Spence, and the sub-bench today is Kinski, Austin, Danso, Richie, Tell, and Sosa, Ulusesi, and Rousewell. So again, Spurs bought in Sosa as a left back, left wing back, whatever he is, and he's not playing. So, look, I don't know, guys. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is Paulinho going to play at the back, or is he going to go into a midfield? Other than that, the only way this changes is, I think, if that happens, that's the only thing I think that changes if we go into a 4-3-1-2 like that. I think it will either be Paulinho at centre half, centre mid, and it will be a back three, a back four. Like it's got to be that, right? Guys, I don't know, and to be honest, I don't care anymore. It's not a good team. It's not a good lineup. But you've got to hope that we can get service into Mawani and Solanke. And if we can't, we can't. So That's what I think we'll have. Now the problem you've got, again, we'll say this all year, there's no one on the bench that you would say, why are they not starting? There is no one on the bench. If we look who's not playing, I mean, Richie, Tell, Saar. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the club do with the players that you've got. I genuinely don't know where Igor Tudor really goes from here. For me, I've said it all season. I think it's a really poor squad. I'll say this over and over again. I think it's a really, really poor squad. I think all those idiots out there, I'm going to say it, that said we're better than Villa, we're better than Newcastle, we're not. We haven't been for a long time. And unfortunately, these are the players that you've got. These are the players that you have got. So we will see what happens as the game goes on. Now, look, what I would say is you've got two forwards on the pitch, whether or not it's Solanke on his own or whether it's a two up top with Mawani. Those two are going to have to score goals, right? They're going to have to. I know that sounds like the bleeding obvious, doesn't it? I know that sounds like, well, yeah, of course they're going to have to score goals. They're footballers. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Let's just bring this back up. Where are we? There we go. Yeah, listen, you're going to have to find ways to get the ball into those two. You're going to have to find ways. Now, the positive for me is that Joachim Andersen isn't starting. I think he's a really good centre-half. I think he does really well. But it's a Diop, again, experienced Premier League player. Sky Sports, by the way, have got this down exactly as I just said it, as a 3-4-1-2 with Gray left wing back, Porro right wing back, Simmons in the hole behind the two forwards. Now, Sosa, not fancied. Sosa, not fancied at all. Again, young. I'm not going to blame him. He's young. I almost feel sorry for the kid that he's had to come into this mess. People again asking for Williams, Barnett, Ulasesi. They are not going to be thrown into a relegation battle, right? They are not going to be thrown into a relegation battle. Anybody with any level of maturity understands that you're not going to chuck lightweight 17-year-old kids in front of senior pros. You're just not going to do it. No manager in world football in this scenario is going to do that. They are going to pick their senior pros to get them out of trouble, right? That's what they're going to do. That's what any manager would do. So I get it. People keep going, oh, they can't be any worse. You can ruin a young player's confidence. You know, this is a tough game. This is a tough away London derby. You cannot be chucking in 17-year-old kids just because you might not like Yves Bissouma. Yves Bissouma, yeah, is a seasoned international player. Whatever we think of him, and we know he's either brilliant or he's shit, right? We know that, right? He's either... hang on. I'm just going to stick with the scores. 1 second, sorry. One second, sorry. Why is that? You know, when you try and type quickly and you can't get your message out. So look, we'll see. We'll see. And by the way, yeah, look, again, this is the third manager in a row, right? That doesn't fancy Tell, but I keep being told he's really good. Look, we've heard this all season, right? We've heard this all season, haven't we? Every 11 gets picked. No one's happy with whatever 11 gets picked. What does that tell you? It tells you that we don't have a good 11. Can we be really honest about this? I don't know if anyone agrees with me. The fact that we don't have a good 11 is why no settled 11 is ever picked. It's why we constantly change the lineup. It's why we constantly float from a back four to a back three. This is what happens if you do not buy what you need. And the quicker that some fans realize how bad this squad is, I think they'll be happier in their lives. Honestly, I see so many people just upset at the 11, at the team, at the options. This is it. And this, exactly. This is what I mean. This is what makes you laugh. All year it was, he's got to go to a back three. Now we go to a back three. Everyone's going, oh, he's got to go to a back four. it doesn't matter for me. This is not a formation issue. This is a player ability issue. I'm going to ask guys and girls, give me 1 word, 2 words maximum. What do you think of the team and the lineup? 2 words or 1 word? Yeah, they're just talking about Spurs now. Michael Dawson, they have put it out as Vicario in goal. Paulinho, Dragusin and Van der Ven as a back 3. Now, by the way, guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm not the world's biggest back 3 fan unless you actually buy purely for the back 3. So, for example, lots of teams in Italy, they drill into their teams how to play the back 3, how to be a well-drilled, well-organized side. That's fine. I just don't think when you float from back 4 to back 3 that you can just switch it on. Archie Gray at right wing back. Again, not his fault. He's not a right wing back. It's not his fault. They've got Porro at left wing back here. Now, I'm pretty sure, surely you would play Porro in his natural position, wouldn't you? And put Gray out of position at left wing back, wouldn't you? But, I mean, honestly, I look at the bench, right? I'm looking at the bench. And I don't know who else could have played. I mean, Tell. Could Tell have played? I don't know. Danso. I mean, remember, Danso's been out for a little bit, so is he fit? He's just come back to training this week. And then you've got to ask the question. Yeah, you've got a left back, a left wing back, and I don't know. By the way, I'm not going to have the time today. I'm sorting something out in the background in the next week or so. So we'll just have the live scores coming up so you can see all the other scores, because Nottingham Forest are playing today as well. And we kind of need Nottingham Forest to lose, right? So, yeah, not many teams do, right? I think loads of people have been screaming for this all season. I've always said I don't see what the fascination is. I don't think that we've got the players at centre-half to bring the ball out. Obviously, Romero can do it, but Romero's not available. I don't think we've got the centre-halves to bring the ball out to play wing-backs. Right now in this team, Archie Gray isn't going to be a wing-back that gets forward, whips, crosses in. Ferg, I think he must be injured, mate. He's not in the squad at all, unless he's had some sort of bust-up with Tudor, but somebody messaged me first thing this morning and said no Jed Spence today, and I was like, oh, good, another fullback. Look, and I think this is it, right? I think this is it. They've just got to dig, they've got to fight, and the performance almost goes out the window, right? Gleavers family, the Gleavers family, I love that. They got a family YouTube account. Big up to you. I might get a joint account with myself and my wife. I'm sure she'd love to go on and talk about football. Look, it's the bare minimum, right? They got to fight. They've got to dig. They've got to battle. And let's be honest, the actual performance at this stage of the season needing points goes out the window. This isn't about do Spurs play lovely free-flowing football and win 4-0. This is about getting points on the board. That's what happens when you're in a relegation battle. That's what happens. Those teams down the bottom year in, year out, they're not praised because they play lovely, free-flowing, attacking football. They have to fight and win points, right? So that's exactly what Spurs need from today. But let's get rid of that. Now, also today, guys and girls, my voice went a bit high pitch there, didn't it? In the Premier League, you got Brighton at home to Forest. Come on, Brighton, right? I mean, Brighton have pulled away from the relegation problem. Let's be brutally honest. Brighton are on 34 points. They are 9 points clear of West Ham. West Ham are not going to have a 4-game swing on Brighton in 10. So we need Brighton to beat Forest. That's where we're at. We need to beat Fulham. Man United v Palace. Does it really affect us? I don't think it does. And then Arsenal v Chelsea. I mean, what is everyone going for Chelsea tonight? Chelsea to beat Arsenal? I don't know. Live right now as well. Rangers 2, Celtic 0. Good first half, actually, for Mikey Moore. I watched that first half. Did some nice things in that first half, did Mikey. Rangers 2-0 up and an overhead kick from Chamiti was a lovely overhead kick as well. Really good cross from Sean's boy, Skov Olsen, to the back post. They're showing Spurs' last 9 Premier League results. We've got 4 points out of 27. Wow. 4 points out of 27. So 0-0 to Brentford, 1-0 Sunderland, lost 3-2 to Bournemouth, lost 2-1 to West Ham, lost 2-2 to Burnley. Drew 2-2 to Burnley, drew 2-2 to Man City, lost 2-0 to United, lost 2-1 to Newcastle, lost 4-1 to Arsenal. You know, exactly. Oh, let me think. There you go. I love this. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've just missed Stell. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I just seen if he wants to jump on. Yeah, look, it's difficult, right? Look, the one thing I would say today is I'm not the biggest fan of a back three. And I do worry that Paulinho keeps getting pulled out of, out of centre mid. I do worry about it. But, hey, listen, the manager will be proved right if we get the win, won't he? Let's be fair, and this has always been the way it's been, people. Us as fans, we can sit here, we can bitch, and we can moan, and we can worry. If we go out there with a 3 at the back, Paulinho's in the back 3, we win 2-0, you turn around and go, he got it right. If he doesn't, we all go, you should have done this, should have done that. Now, I don't really think, I've said this a million times, I've never really thought this is a formation issue throughout the season. I don't think the 4-3-3 versus 4-2-3-1 versus 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2, 3-4-2-1, I don't really think it matters if you don't have good footballers. Yeah? Formations don't make teams. Good players make teams, right? So, I don't know. But let me ask you guys and girls, big up to each and every one of you, by the way, right? Would you have played Sosa as the left wing back? I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just asking, right? Because the way I see it is Tottenham Hotspur have just gone out and bought Sosa, right? By the way, look at the size of that ice cube. Look at the size of that ice cube. It's so big, it's broken in two. Look. I don't know if you can see. It's so big, it's broken in two. Love it. Spurs have gone out and bought Sosa in the January window. And yet, this is 2 games in a row where he's not started on the left-hand side. I don't know. I don't know. Now, again, guys, what I can't do, I can't sit here and go, Sosa. I've seen him play for about 20 minutes at Old Trafford when we had 10 men. It just feels weird, right? Like why would you play Archie Gray at left wing back if he plays there, or Porro at left wing back when you've got Sosa? But what does that tell you? Is he ready? Is he good enough? Would you have just played him anyway because he's left-footed and it gives you left-footed balance? So much about this club just goes over my head these days. So much doesn't make sense. But we are where we are. Look, Fulham, you know what you're getting from Fulham. Fulham do not have a team of world beaters, but you know what you're going to get out of Fulham. They are a well-oiled, hard-working Premier League team. They're normally in and around mid-table. They're 3 points. If I'm not wrong, let me double-check this. As it stands, Fulham are 6 points off the off of Conference League. So they're still going to have hopes of winning today and being 3 points off European football. You know what you're going to get. Honest pros, hard-working honest pros. Iwobi, Wilson, right? You know what you're getting from them. Sander Berg, right? Calvin Bassey, Tete. You know what you are getting from Fulham. They're not amazing, but they're a good team, right? It's a small pitch at Craven Cottage, a tiny little pokey stadium. Their fans will make it horrible. Have our players got that fight in them? Have they got the ability, first and foremost? Have they got the fight in them to go toe-to-toe away from home in a London derby and get anything from this game? Now, we lost there last year, didn't we? We lost there last year, but this is this year. So, yeah, and I agreed. I think Silva is a good, solid Premier League manager. I mean, he took his time to get used to the league, but I think he's done a really good job at Fulham. They lose players yearly. They still recruit really well. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But guys, it is what it is. Look, Syed, look, who else you playing there? What? I hear you, but we do this all year. We haven't got any players fit, mate. Who are you playing there? Danso's clearly not 100% match fit because he's on the bench. Hang on. What do you do, right? I see these sort of comments all year, every year. People go, oh, I hate this player, that player. This is the squad we've built, guys. This is the squad we've built, right? I want better footballers as well. But this is why, right? In the summer when people were saying, I don't rate the window, we didn't do enough. Isn't it funny that in the window, those people are told, nah, it's a good window. Look at the squad, blah, blah, blah. Then when it's not going well, everyone goes, he's rubbish, he's rubbish, he's rubbish. You weren't all saying this in the summer. People were loving the squad in the summer. So you can't have it both ways. Again, I don't think people understand how football works, right? It's very difficult. Igor Tudor has been brought in to try and keep Tottenham up, right? He is not going to go to 17-year-olds and pick them over international pros. I don't understand how so many football fans struggle to wrap that round their head. Because if you play a 17-year-old and they're terrible and get bullied, or they're terrible and you're bringing them into a really bad team, right? Asking them to do a job, and then what will happen is fans will go, can't believe he played the kids. Also, these people asking for Byfield, these people asking for Ulasesi, you guys have not seen them play enough. Right? You guys have not seen them play enough to just sit there and go, chucking. Like, look at Marios. Play Luca Williams-Barnett instead of Basuma. Igor Tudor's not going to pick Luca Williams-Barnett over Yves Basuma, who is a 27, 28-year-old international footballer. It's not going to happen. Please, can we learn that? Maybe if you're not in a relegation battle, you would. Right? Maybe. I remember being at Charlton, right? And I remember Kirbishley would be saying, he said, everyone wants me to pick the kids. You pick the kids if you don't win. They all say, why'd you pick the kids? He said, people have got to realise there's a difference between this level of football and this level of football. The pressure, the intensity, the physicality. But again, fans don't take that into account. But dude, you asked for this. You said anyone but Frank. So you got what you asked. As I said, anybody who said anyone but Frank, you got what you asked for. This is anybody but Frank. So here we go. This is what we've got. Anybody but Frank, right? So again, exactly, Alfie. Exactly. Receipts, right? Anybody but Frank. Now it's Tudor. It's, oh no, not Tudor. Hang on, mate. You called for it. Anybody but Frank. You said it's Frank and it's not the players. No, Matt Mouse, please, can you just go and watch another channel, mate? I don't like how childish you've become lately. Stop this. 17-year-olds are fragile. 17-year-olds You can't just, I can't do it anymore. I can't. This is why idiots like that don't, they deserve relegation. There you go. I'll say it. 17-year-old kids, you can bring one in when you're top of the league and you're playing alongside Rodri and Haaland. You can do all that. When you are in a relegation battle, no one is going to put a 17-year-old, no one is going to go Radu Dragusin. By the way, I don't even particularly rate Radu Dragusin. Radu Dragusin, sorry, mate, you're not playing today. Right, Byfield, come in. Never going to happen. Never going to happen in a relegation battle. Now, if we're mid-table with nothing to really play for, no chance of relegation, no chance of Europe, brilliant. Go on then. Go on, Byfield. Let's play you in there. You can't do it in a relegation battle. It's crazy. Also, you've got to think of that young player. This would be their first team start, their debut start. Do you really, really, really think that dropping them into this mess is what's good for them up there? It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. As I said, when Frank was sacked, I said, I don't want to hear those people that were calling for Frank to be sacked to change their minds and suddenly say, oh no, this next manager's shit. Right? Sorry, you can't do that. You asked. Right? Hang on, we're going to, just to argue the point, these at some point, mate, just not in a relegation battle. You don't do it in a relegation battle, right? The thing is, Money Mace, is you've got to ask the question, 3 managers in a row don't start those kids at 17, but yet fans think they know better than the manager to start those kids. Why? What is it that they know? What is it that someone like what does Marios know about Luca Williams-Barnett's readiness to play in the first team versus Tudor, Frank, and Ange? It just doesn't make sense. They see them every day. Right? Who are you playing instead? Here we go. Marios, put the 11 out. Marios is going to pick a better 11 from the squad available. Come on, then. Marios, tell me the 11. You hated every 11 under Frank. So far, you've hated both 11s under Tudor. Are we seeing a theme here, Marios? Maybe, just maybe, the players aren't good enough. I don't know. I will fight that till the end. Right? Let's see, everybody. Let's see. Marios is 11. I love this kid. He is brilliant. Whoever Frank played, right, he said he should play those 2 next week. Frank would then play those 2 players the next week, and he'd go, oh, no, I wouldn't have played them 2 this week. I would have done it last week. And you're like, oh, shut up. See, it's just, look, as I said, when you get to that point in your mind that you realize that the players aren't good enough, life is a lot easier. Life is a lot easier. Yeah, you can fuck off as well. To be honest, you can fuck off as well. I saw you with your super chat cussing me out on the Spurs 5, you absolute prick. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. This is what you do. Going around to different shows, cussing YouTubers and putting super chats so that 1,000 people can see them being cussed. Idiot. Absolute fool. Sorry, I don't take kindly to that. People like that shit themselves. They'll never come on and say it to your face, but they can go into another Spurs channel and cuss you in front of 1,000 people because they think you won't see it. I can't stand, honestly, where I grew up in South London, cowards like that didn't last 2 minutes. Absolute cowards. Also, I'm a grown man. If I want to call that person out, I'll do it to their face. Yeah, I don't need to go to another channel where that person isn't on and do it. Everybody, I've just exposed that Eureka fraud for being an absolute coward of a human being. Here we go. Here is Marios's channel. Kinski, Van der Ven, Byfield, Porro. I mean, Nick, by the way, Marios thinks that the way to get out of relegation is to have Byfield at the back, Luca Williams-Barnett in midfield. He's playing 2 17-year-olds the way to go.
Absolutely not.
Mental, innit?
What can we say? Anyone but Frank. But then we've bought a left back who, all right, he's played 26 games, but actually didn't look that bad at left back considering that's his position. But it's all right. We'll chuck Archie Gray in there again because Lubo's probably on the payroll and said you better put Archie Gray in so that we keep me happy and I don't have to have any flack from everyone. It's just ridiculous, right? It's unfortunately it's the squad that we've got. Sarr at left wing back, and I mean Marios is just ridiculous. Either let's look at it. Let's look at it how it is. Obviously, he's going to go with the back three.
Sorry,
so now they're talking about Mickey van der Ven on the left wing back and Porro as right wing back. I mean, that's just even laughable as well. Mickey's
and Gray at centre half with Paulinho and Dragusin.
Dragusin in the middle, Paulinho on the right and Gray on the left, with Mickey on the left wing back, Porro right wing back. It's just the trouble is this squad isn't good enough.
Mate, I've been fighting this all year, right? This is what I said. When you sack the manager, everyone said immediate manager bounce. They said it's not the players, it's the manager. But notice straight away now, 2 11s that the new manager's picked, people are still not happy. Maybe, just maybe, it's because we don't have good enough footballers. Now, I'm not saying we've even lost today. I'm not saying it's impossible to get a win, but a new manager's come in, doing the same things that Frank done. There must be a reason he's doing those same things, right? There must be.
Yeah. I mean, what are we saying here? We're gonna put like, Byfield is the new, I don't know, Gareth Bale or something. Is that what we've suddenly done?
Mate, what I don't get about it, Nick, and again, this is just common sense, right? What I don't get about is, it's fans that haven't really watched Byfield or Luca Williams-Barnett, right? I mean, properly watched them. I don't mean a 10-minute cameo or, and they go, they're better than Dragusin and Basuma. I mean, well, first and foremost, Luca Williams-Barnett and Yves Basuma are 2 completely different profile of footballers, right? Yves Basuma is got a fantastic engine. He works hard. He's a workhorse, gets up and back. Luca Williams-Barnett is like a twig, very skillful, wants to run and play with a ball. But the answer is put Luca Williams-Barnett into a midfield 2 against people like Sander Berg and Iwobi in a battle in a relegation. It just, I can't make dumb work in my head. Sorry, my mum.
It's all right because there's even more dumb comments come from Maris. If we don't win today and we don't beat Palace or get a point against Palace, he's Tudor out. Like,
no, he can't be. He said anyone but Frank. Anyone but Frank. What does that word anyone mean? Anyone but Frank. So anyone but Frank. Igor Tudor is anyone. He is someone. So people asked for it. This is what you get, and this is the problem. Everyone said new manager bounce. We need to see it today, because if not, if he starts with 2 defeats on the bounce, what does that tell you? It kind of tells you, hang on, this wasn't Thomas Frank. This is injuries in the squad.
This is the squad. These are these players, right? You can't chuck. You can't. I mean, I don't really know what we're going to see. What version of Xavi Simons we're going to see? Are we going to see the timid one that goes into his shell, or are we going to see one that that we've seen in Europe? I mean, we've got Kolo Muani, who's 1 from 1 under Tudor. So does he go and get a second 2 out of 2? Imagine that. We can then sit there and say, well, at least Tudor's improved some players, because Muani's actually scoring goals. Solanke's starting. Look, I just whatever happens, it's these players. It's quite possibly the worst 4 games that Tudor will start with. 3 London derbies in a row, and then Liverpool away. Like,
sure, but you know
ridiculous.
What, Nick? But the thing is, it's like people in the chat going, you can't judge him after just 3 games. But now it's only been 1, so I'm not judging him at all.
No.
And I'm not going to judge him. Nick, I'm going to be true to my word. You've heard me say it. Everyone's heard me say it. I have no opinion on Igor Tudor.
Yeah.
I've promised myself until the manager, I don't care who the manager of this club is, but all those people screaming for a new manager bounce, when you bring in an interim manager to save you with 12 games to go, you don't get 3 or 4 games to settle. Your job is to come in and immediately get points. That's an interim manager's
they'll
job.
be sitting there and going, "Oh, but look at what Carrick's done. What, with much better players, much better players."
Look at the forward line Man United have got.
Mm.
Look at the forward line. You know, Man United are playing Casemiro. You know, Man United have got Bruno Fernandes pulling the strings. They've got
even Sesko's coming on. Sesko's coming on and scoring. Like what?
Cunha, you know what I mean? Buemo. Yeah. Mate, and this is, you know, this is the problem, right? This is the problem. Unfortunately, what we've got is we got too many fans that bigged up the squad, put unrealistic expectations on it.
Yeah.
Because of that, they put all the blame on Frank. Now Frank's gone. It's the next manager's fault. Listen, Pep Guardiola could have this group of players today, Nick, and they wouldn't make a difference.
No, it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't make a difference. I mean, I might watch the United Palace game if I'm honest. I might not watch the Spurs Fulham game. Even to the point where I might watch the Brighton Forest game because I'm sure that'll be better. You know, and I just think you know, Marky Romero won't be back for Liverpool because he's suspended for 4 games. Romero's back after the international break. Our captain, our leader, the world-class defender, the defender that's better than Saliba and Gabriel. This nonsense
gets us. You know. Romero gets us. He gets the club. He wants good things for the club. Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah.
Look, so listen, I'm going to stay true to myself. As I've said, no one's ever heard me got on Tudor's back. Not once. I've not got on his back. This is what it is. I have firmly said all season, I think that we need our best 11 out there to be a team. I think if we don't have our best 11, you then start scratching beneath the surface and you're seeing how bad some players are. However, today, Tudor's job is to get this team fighting. Now, Nick, people said it was a free hit, the Arsenal. I don't agree with that, but people said it was a free hit. This isn't Arsenal. So what's he got to get out of them today? What's he got to get out of them today to show that it's different than under Frank?
Well, for me, I mean, BBC have got it 4-3-3. They've got Polina in the midfield with Basuma and Gallagher. For me, that's what needs to happen because they've got Berg, they've got Iwobi, they got Bob, Smith Rowe, and Wilson. That again in midfield is where this game is going to be won. Yeah. But if you look at 11 versus 11, you're probably taking all of Fulham's players, and that's not even an exaggeration. You know, Harry Wilson always scores against us. You know, Ryan Sessegnon's going to have a worldie against us,
and you know Oscar Bobb's going to grab it. I don't think he scored for Fulham yet, has he?
No. So enter Dr. Topman.
Hang on, let's have a look. What's lineups? So Oscar Bobb. Let's see what he's done. I don't think he's played a lot. Oscar Bobb's played 3 games. And one of them was as a sub. So Oscar Bobb's hang on, he's played about 135 minutes for Fulham. You watch. Dr. Tottenham will get him his debut goal. No, you're right. I would not take Paulinho out of the 6. I would not. I would want him in there up against Sander Berg because Sander Berg is one of those really good players that just goes under the radar, Nick, because he's not got a sexy name. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not at City or Liverpool or Villa or something. Yeah. But you know what you're going to get from him. I would have Paulinho in there against him. That's what I would do.
Yeah, look, and the other question that it answers or questions that it raises is where's Spence because he's not in the squad. So either Tudor's got annoyed at him with his attitude, or he's another person that's injured. Maybe he's got a runny nose. Are you okay? Fulham's team shit. Okay.
But again, this is the
Fulham team that's 10th. Yeah, this is
This is the arrogance of Spurs fans, though, right? This is the arrogance. Fulham in the last 3 years have got lots more points than Tottenham Hotspur, but everyone's shit. And this is the problem, right? Every team is shit other than Spurs, even though we lose week in, week out. People like Ringo, people like Marios, these people at some point, Nick, are going to have to wake up to the fact that this is not a good squad at Tottenham Hotspur.
I think
pundits are starting to wake up to it.
Yeah, if you look at the Wolves result against Villa and how Burnley played against Brentford, I mean, I think they were robbed of the draw. Arguably, it's us and West Ham, which are the two worst teams in the league. There's no other. You can't sit there and say you can't. You can't sit and go, oh, Palace are shit. Oh, Fulham are shit. Oh, you saw what Liverpool did yesterday. Well, Liverpool absolutely. They could just do what they did a few years ago. Go 4-0 up. We'll try and come back, and they'll still get 3-0 up, and then we'll come back, and then they'll still go and win it. They won't even need to get out of first or second gear. This is the trouble. The teams that play us when we don't get out of first or second gear, and God forbid Forest win today, and we don't get anything, and then we drop further down in 17th, because then maybe they will start realizing. I still think we'll have enough. I still think West Ham are just gonna. I wouldn't even be surprised if Burnley actually overtake West Ham, but I just think that these players, they've been here last season, and what was it? We're sitting there and going, oh, it's because of Europe. No, the squad is worse. There's no Kulusevski, there's no Maddison, there's no Son. You take out that. I mean, you can even argue Brennan Johnson with his 18 goals. You know, although no one rates him, that's 18 goals which aren't coming from anywhere else. It's not coming from Tell. It's not coming from Warney. It's not coming from Solanke.
The funny thing, Nick, is so funny. I get so many people that come into the chat and go, oh, last year Savva didn't rate Ange. This year with the same squad, it's the players. And I'm like, sorry, this isn't the same squad. So, sorry, Kulu, Son, and Maddison, those three between them got something like 65 GA last year, Nick. Those three between them scored and assisted goals. This is not the same team. And that is in the summer when I was absolutely berated. Every time I was on the Spurs 5 in the summer, I was berated for saying that this was a negligent transfer window. And so many in my chat, negative Savva. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's going, he's shit. Hang on. I said it was a negligent transfer window and people didn't want to hear it. And this isn't, and I told you so, but this is a wake up. The evidence is there, right? The evidence
and it's not evidence of just one season or 27 games or Frank's reign or whoever. This is evidence over 105 games or whatever you did. 3 years of games where we've been in decline. And what did people? We got lucky. We got lucky with Kane going and everything else and what followed afterwards. But we wouldn't have won the Europa League if the Champions League teams had dropped down last year. I don't care what anyone says. That was the first year where the Champions League teams that finished in third place dropped down into the Europa League. And look what happened. There's, and you look at it now, potentially you could sit there and say, well, if Forest play the way that they were playing in Europe, they could easily, they could quite possibly win. But look, what we need to do today, we need to not concede for the first 20, 25 minutes. If we concede an early goal, you know what's going to happen. These players, they're not going to sit there and go, come on, sort it out.
But Nick, if you're Marco Silva, isn't that what you're saying in the changing room right now? Right? If you're Marco Silva, right, you are saying, get into them. They will fold. Get into them. Get a goal in that first 15 minutes. This Tottenham team will fold. Right? That's exactly what I'd be saying. Now, we've got a lot of runners in this team, Nick. When you look at it, Paulinho, Basuma, Gallagher, great. But again, I look at that team and you go, who's going to put their foot on the ball and slow it down? And I'm going to say something which it's going to sound weird because obviously I'm not saying we can buy a Rodri, but every team needs a version of a Rodri, Barry, right?
Yeah.
I watched Man City yesterday and there was one moment in the game where Leeds had a good 5-minute spell. Bless me. Sorry. Leeds had a good 5-minute spell and Rodri went and got the ball off the back foot. You could see him get the ball, put his foot on it, and he said to everybody, you could see him doing this. He went, just calm. And he just put his foot on it. And he went right. No, I'm not going to go there. Went left. No, and he just let everything settle. He let the team get back into shape. Everything settle. And I was like, we need that. Now, I know we're not signing Rodri, but we need a bloke in midfield that says, hang on, we've been under the cosh for 5 minutes here, 10 minutes. Let me slow the game down. We don't have anyone at the football club that can do that. And that's why everything's done at 100 miles per hour. And that's why the ball gets cleared and then the ball comes back. The ball gets cleared, the ball comes back. And I still maintain until we buy that profile of footballer, Nick, hopefully in the summer, we are going to struggle to be any sort of good football team. We're not going to be able to keep possession.
Yeah, look, and I saw it. I know Bodo beat Inter Milan, but that's a different Bodo team from everything else. But look, it's the thing. What we need to do today, a point today is not disastrous. I think actually a point today, considering we've got 2 out of 2 points in the last 6 games, is actually progress.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
And actually,
it's one more than West Ham.
Yeah.
It's just one. It's just creeping
just one
away,
more
isn't
than
it?
what's going on, because this is what needs to happen. We don't need to sit there and go bang, win. Pick up some draws, then get a win, then pick up a couple. It's about not losing. This is what we need to do, and I think we need to be clever about it. But for the next 11 games, we just need to not lose any. Because if we get 11 draws, then we're safe. But and we're not going to get 11 draws. But the point here is if there's a time when, like you said, we're under the cosh, we're sitting there and everything else. Yesterday, you saw exactly what happened to Newcastle, the absolute muppets that cost me £2,338 off a fiver. The absolute mugs. My tenfold acca didn't come in. They score a goal and then they conceded straight away twice. That's what, if we, same as what happened with Rice last week. It was ironic because he was one saying, calm down, let's focus, and then he gave the ball away. But they have enough quality to go and get another goal. We don't have that quality to go and get that goal. We need to sit there. We need to soak up the pressure. We're never good. Like we said yesterday, we're never good at Fulham. It wasn't Kudu that crossed the ball to Harry Winks. So imagine that's the last time that we've won at Fulham and Kudu's crossing the ball to Harry Winks. It's mad.
But it's got to be by hook or crook. Hook or crook.
Today it's got to be people have got to get stuck in.
Yeah, stay in the game. Look, I don't want to sit here and make out like, oh my God, this is an amazing Fulham team. It's not. But what it is, it's a sum of all its parts. It's been put together well. They all know their job, right? And the problem that Spurs have, we have so many manager changes, Nick, so many formation changes, so many director of football changes, that when a couple of players drop out, players that are come into a setup they don't know. And what I mean by that is, if you look at, let's have a look at a team down the bottom. Nottingham Forest. We know Nottingham Forest, played a 4-2-3-1. When a player comes out, the player going in knows exactly what they're slotting into because it's how they play. With Spurs, it's like, all right, you come in today, but you're a right back. We're going to stick you at centre mid, or you're a left back. We're going to stick you at right wing back in a 3. No, this week it's a 4. And then our fans go, oh, this team's good. But there's no consistency. There's no continuity. There's no I think that you need repetition. You need repetition. The same thing over and over again, so that when one comes out and one goes in, they just slot in seamlessly to a system. And that's what Fulham have. Right? Today, Joachim Anderson's out. Issa Diop comes in. Nothing changes. It's the same system. It's the same setup. We don't ever do that. No. We just don't do that. I don't know. But as I said, everybody was at the stage where they said anyone but Frank. So we've got to see it today. Tudor's got to find something. It doesn't have to be pretty, Nick. It doesn't have to be pretty. We could have 4% possession, but we've got to find a way to get some points on the board.
Yeah. We got to find a way to. I mean, when was? I dare to say, when was it? I don't even remember the last time we won a game of football in the league.
So our last win was Palace? Crystal Palace away? Must be.
When was that? When was that?
Wasn't at the end of December?
Drew to lost the ball.
Was it Palace, guys? Was it Palace away?
Yeah, we beat Palace on the 28th of December. The 28th.
Wow. There you go. Palace away. Be right, Chris. Wow. Yeah. So 28th of December, we've not won a game of football. I think we've won in the Champions League, haven't we? But yeah, look, I genuinely, as I said, all my anger and all my disappointment has just kind of dissipated over the years, Nick.
Yeah.
I know you got there a while back, didn't you? Where you were just kind of like, nothing's changing. I feel sorry for the people that actually truly believe we're better than we are and then get disappointed. They're the people I feel for. They'll feel for the Mariottis.
They'll sit there and go, Spurs are winning.
We're better than Villa. You know, they're like, we've got a better squad than Villa. And you're like, oh, bless you. We haven't.
They'll be sitting there going, oh yeah, Spurs easy 3-1 win today.
Yeah. Every game.
Like, on what evidence has it shown that we're gonna score 3 goals for a start, let alone batter a team away from home? I just like you said, it doesn't need to be. I don't think most people are asking for it to be pretty. They're not asking for, Pep Guardiola football. They're not asking for whatever the Tottenham. I mean, the Tottenham way of playing is how we
ask Lubo what the Tottenham way is, and he starts talking about people like Glenn Hoddle, who's been retired for about 40 years.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is those players. I remember going to the first game, one of the first games at the Lane, and it was what was it? It was Tottenham legends against Inter legends. I think those Tottenham legends now would do better than the 11 players that are on the pitch. And most of them can't even play for more than 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Just quickly, right? This is Jay, this is an interesting one, right? He says, is it unfair that the manager is going to be judged after being dealt this hand of players? Well, I'm not judging the manager, but the problem is, Jay, this manager has accepted a 12-game interim position. Isn't that right, Nick? Knowing the situation he's in, knowing the injuries that we've got, and knowing what his squad is. So, Jay, my point was this before with Frank. How can we judge Frank over a season when we've got these players and the number of injuries, right? But everyone did. Everyone was adamant that it was all Thomas Frank, and a new manager comes in. Suddenly, all these players are good. Now you've got Mickey van der Ven looks worse than ever, right? You've got Romero doing Romero things. I don't know where Jed Spence is today. I don't know if anyone's heard. Has he got a knock or is he falling out? What do you do? Yes, and by the way, have a look. Since Villa have lost McGinn, Tielemans, Kamara, they don't look the same. This is the point. If you take the best players out of every team, you're going to look worse. And Villa's form in the last 3 weeks, since those players have got injured, is going like that. Villa's form is going like that because, what does a Yuri Tielemans do? Exactly what I just said about Rodri. I'm not saying he's Rodri, but Yuri Tielemans gets the ball in midfield for Villa and he calms it down. Don't worry, we're having a bad 10 minutes. I will take the ball and calm this down. We don't have that. We don't have anyone capable of doing that. But what do you make of Jed Spence? Is it injury, or are we going to go on some sort of conspiracy theory that he's thrown his toys out the pram?
Well, I guess. Well, look, I guess there'll be it's his attitude. Everyone said his attitude. Neil Warnock said his attitude stank. He looks like he didn't play. He's not in the squad. So there must be either, there's one of two things. He's either injured or there's been a falling out. And he's the one that's taken it because of everything that happened before with Frank and everything else. And Tudor's just said, I saw what you did with Frank. You're not doing this with me. And then we'll see. So he's just injured. But if he's injured, then, well, it just sums it all up, doesn't it?
For anyone who wants to know the Spurs lineup, according to Sky, it is Vicario in goal, a back three of Paulinho, Dragusin, and Van de Ven, Porro right wing back, Gray left wing back, with Basuma and Gallagher central midfield, and Xavi Simons behind Mwani and Solanke. Now, that could be a 4 at the back with Paulinho.
According to BBC,
yeah, go on.
It's a 4-3-3. So it's Porro at right back, Dragusin, Van de Ven and Gray at left back, Gallagher, Paulinho and Basuma in the middle, Kolo Mwani on the right, Solanke in the middle and Simons on the left. So it could be either or it could be neither of it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
By the way, on this day in 1995, the 1st of March, 1995, Spurs beat Southampton away 6-2 in the FA Cup with a Ronnie Rosenthal hat-trick. Teddy Sheringham scored. Neil Shipley scored for Southampton. So did Matt Letizia.
There's some footballers. Matt Letizia, probably the greatest ever player that never played for England.
Would I rather Spurs had signed Tielemans? No, I'd rather Spurs signed both. This is the point. We do this a lot. Would you rather? No. Both. Let's be fair. Maddison was 40 million. Yuri Tielemans was on a free. They were two no-brainers. I think Yuri Tielemans a really good footballer. Really good.
Yeah, and when he was on a free, and then we were talking about John again. Oh no, it's the arrogance again. Oh no, they're not good enough to play for Spurs. Sorry.
Yeah, we were, Trev. We were 2-0 down Southampton, and then won 6-2. Oh God. I never understand when people say, "Yeah, you're right, Phil." I mean, you're not normally right. How's your boy Tell getting on? Another manager not picking him. Another manager not picking your boy Tell. Yeah.
But look, I think he's just put in. Fulham have failed to only score once at home in the league this season, so they're definitely scoring. So I think my prediction, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw, and that's me. That's more out of hopium rather than anything else. That's not me. That's not me being sensible. A sensible fan would say we're probably going to lose today, but I'd like to see us get a point. And I don't think that is
Tom Barkley of The Sun, who's the Spurs guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, pinch of salt, guys. I'm just reading out what he said. Don't shout me. Savva, can you remove the racist? Of course I can. Who's being racist? Come on. What are we doing here? Where is he? Hang on. Let me see. I don't like racism. So where is it? Mate, look. Can we, Jesus Christ, right? I don't believe him either, by the way. I'm an atheist. Can we guys, I know we're all frustrated. I know we're all angry at Spurs, but can we just stop? We don't need to talk about war. We don't need to talk about politics. We don't need to talk about sexuality, race, religion. No one gives a shit. This is football. The only religion we care about is the altar of football. All right. So I'm not going to remove anybody, but please can we, stop. All of you now, stop talking about Muslim and Islam. Stop.
Just talk about football, guys.
About football.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this comment. Ready, Nick? Let's move it on. Okay. Tom Barkley has said this, Nick. Based on how Spurs players seem to be warming up, and in brackets he's put in individual groups, Wouldn't be surprised if Porro was on the right side of a back three and Gallagher and Gray as wing backs. Now, what do you make of that? What do you make of that? So that would be Porro, Paulinho in the middle, Van der Ven, and then
No,
Gray
drag us
left
in.
wing back, Conor Gallagher right wing back. Porro as a right centre. I'll tell you what. I'm going to get ready for all the Thomas Frank apology letters. Oh, this club, Nick. If it starts like that, that would be. I'll tell you what. Should we bring it up? Right, let's bring this up.
Yeah.
1 second. Let's bring this up, people. I'm going to show this screen, right, and then I'll figure it out when it's. There you go. Share screen. Wow. Okay. So they're saying this, right? Hang on, not that. They're saying. Can you see that?
Yeah. Very small, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Let me move back to this. Having a mare, I believe this is called.
Celtic have got a penalty, apparently. 2-0 down for a late equaliser.
Right. So they're suggesting this, right? Hang on, where's the 3-4-1-2? He's suggesting this.
Porro, drag us in.
How did that work? How would that possibly work?
So what's Tom Barkley said? Say what he said again.
He's saying this, right? He's saying this.
Surely Mickey would be, as Mickey and Paulinho would swap, no?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah. So he's suggesting that, right? That it'll be Van der Ven, Dragusin and Porro with Gallagher as right wing back and Gray as left wing back.
I mean, I don't understand that.
Surely, if you're going to play the wing backs, surely you just play the one player out of position.
Yeah.
Which would be Gray. Surely you play. No, sorry, I know Paulinho would go centre half, but surely you don't put Porro out of position, Gallagher out of position, and Gray out of position. That's 3 players out of position. Let us know in the chat what you're making of this, people. I'm not. Do you know what? We're going to find out in about 12 minutes, Nick, when it starts. We're going to find out in about 12 minutes.
It's crazy.
Gallagher as a wing back. I mean,
I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say anymore.
Jed Spence apparently has a minor calf injury.
Wow.
So you know, and I don't think they mean that in terms of the animal. Honestly, it's just. This is why I've got to the stage, and I know no one believes me. This is why I'm just at the stage, Nick, with it, where I just don't care anymore. Like, put whatever lineup you want. This is what happens. We've not.
Yeah, look, we'll just see we'll just have to see what happens in 11 minutes time. But again, it's square pegs, round holes, and always all that jazz. I mean, realistically, you'd sit there and say, well, if you're going to play your best people in the positions that you play Sousa at left back, Porro at right back, Dragusin and Mickey and Thingy, and then you put Paulinho and Gallagher in the middle, right? But
right. This is what I don't get, right? If I know he wants to play at the 3 at the back, but surely the way you play 3 at the back would be either Danso's fit to play there, and if he's not, then you go to a back 4. This doesn't. We'll see. Maybe he does.
Celtic have scored in the 91st minute to come from 2-0 down to draw 2-2. Jack Butland saved the penalty and the rebound before Hatate followed it in at the third chance to go 2-2. Madness.
I'll tell you what. This, Nick, right? How funny if we finally play wing backs with Porro fit, and the only actual wing back at the club is not played as one of the wing backs. That is quite funny, isn't it? Porro must be like, surely I'm going to play it. Surely I'm going to play it right back, right wing back. Surely. Nope. Right centre half. Hang on. I'm just watching the last 2 minutes here of the Rangers game.
Yeah.
Look,
we'll just have to wait and see. That's all we can do. But I mean, if that is the setup, then Christ, my draw is more hopium than anything else with that, because I think you're gonna find that Fulham are just going to exploit that, and they're not. I mean, Gray's not left-footed for a start, and Gallagher's not quick, so I don't understand what we're doing here.
Yeah, look, as I said at the beginning of the show, managers will live and die by results, right? Metaphorically. Maybe he puts that 11 out and we all go, I did not see that result coming. What a tactician.
Yeah.
But they equally get, if Fulham come out and win easily, we go, what were you thinking? And that's the beauty of football, right? That's the beauty of football. But there will be, hang on. Hang on, I've got to tell Stel, because this is funny, because he don't like Tudor. Apparently it's Porro. Hang on, it's Porro at right centre back and Gallagher at right wing back. But as I said, if it doesn't work and this doesn't happen, I'm good. I'm just going to go back to the thing that when everyone said this is just the manager.
No,
this isn't. Listen, sack him all you want. I don't care. Sack all you want, but I just think too many people.
Isn't it funny how we've wasted £2 billion when actually the ironic thing here is we could have been in the same position that Arsenal would have been in, spent £1 billion, and Poch would have still been here if that's what happens in the summer. How ironic is it that we've gone through however many managers, how much compensation, £2 billion on players, when we could have saved all of that money and all of that thing by just giving Poch what he wanted when he said what he needed. Do you know what I mean?
I
hindsight and everything else, right? It's a wonderful thing.
I completely know what you mean. Look, unfortunately, this is where we are. I mean, look, I think the key thing today is, as we said, I'm not expecting to see tick-a-tack football. I'm not expecting to see neat triangles and intricate movements. That's not how these players play. That's not how Tudor plays. What we've got to see, for all of our negative chat, right? For all of our negative chat, so to speak, we've got to see that we stay in this game and that they fight, right? We've got to see that when Fulham inevitably have a 20-minute spell when they're attacking us, are we switched on? Are we going to plug those gaps? If Porro plays on the right-hand side of a back three, is he going to be disciplined and stay there? Or is he going to go flying up the wing and leave big gaps like he normally does? So, I don't know, mate. I know people are calling me negative, Nick. I said this morning, I posted it on my channel, that I can't see a Spurs win. I'll take a draw. I can't see a Spurs win, but I would love to be wrong. I really want to be wrong. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Sorry if that's negative. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're right. 100%. And look, that's the beauty, right? Otherwise, if this happens, if Porro is at right centre back and that's what he's going with, and we get a result which is more than a point, then Tudor's. Then, he's obviously seen something that we didn't know. If not, we're going to say the usual thing. Same with what happened. If we get something happens, but look, I just want to see something I haven't seen for a long time, and that's a bit of fight and a bit of guile and a little bit of common sense. So that's what we need to see.
We've got to see it, all right, because everyone said the players stopped playing for Frank. So if that's the case, they should be playing for said new manager.
Yeah.
But as Jamie Redknapp said the other day, the difficulty you've got when you bring in an interim manager, the players know it's an interim manager. Yeah. So is there that desire and fight to go, I must run through brick? We'll see.
As we've said all along, you would have liked to think that they've got some personal pride and some standards, but clearly they haven't got that, because look at where they've been for the last 3 years. So I will love you and leave you. If you don't want to watch Spurs, guys, there's 2 other games on, and or just listen to Savva, more importantly than watching the actual game. Or you can watch India against West Indies in the cricket for a place in the with a semi-final spot on the line. So, there's plenty of other options if you don't want to be disappointed. So,
yeah. Well, Nick, much love, and Newcastle, let's hope they go down, because they ruined both of our days.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. No, I hope they do go down now. Yeah.
Right.
See you later.
See you later, mate. Just before we start, guys, get your score predictions in while I do some super chats. Big up to George, who said, have a good stream, Savva. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much. Fingers crossed. And let me get my chair into the game position. Big up to you, George. Thank you very much for all your support. I appreciate you. Big up to Tottenham Trev, said, hi, Savva. Doesn't it just remind you of a jigsaw puzzle with lots of missing pieces? And our fans want to ruin young players' careers. Yeah, unfortunately, people don't understand this. If you're bringing in a young player to a well-oiled team and they can slot in naturally, fine. You can't bring them into whatever formation this is. Big up to you, Tottenham Trev. Really appreciate that. DB Forever with a super sticker. Thank you very much, buddy. Really appreciate you, my man. Very generous. Big up to Saeed. We met, didn't we, the other week at Spurs. Big up to you, Saeed. Hope you're well, my man. Thank you very much for that. Craig Fenner, thank you very much. There's too many effing managers on here. Look, listen, as I said this would happen. I said, when the new manager comes in, every fan will hate whatever the new manager does as well. It didn't matter if it was Tudor or Redknapp or whoever. That's what they do. Big up to you, Craig. Big up to Andy Lester. Thank you very much. Said, I love how some fans argue player versus player from our squad. They are arguing crap versus crap. Bang on. The squad has been poorly assembled. Marios out. Well, I think what we have seen is Marios doesn't quite understand football. Also, apparently, he seems to be an expert on Byfield. Big up to you, Andy. Thank you very much. Just before I do the last super chat, here are the lineups again. Sorry, I'm coming to this in 1 second. I will. But the Fulham team is Bernd Leno in goal. A back four of Tete, Diop, Bassi, and Ryan Sessegnon. Sander Berg and Alex Iwobi in midfield. Harry Wilson, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Oscar Bob. And then up front is Raul Jimenez, the Mexican. Raul Jimenez up front. On the bench, Leconte, Reed, Munoz, Kearney, Cuenca, Chukwueze, Castagne, King, and Robinson. Tottenham line up. I mean, it could be anything, but this is what Sky are going with. They've gone with Vicario in goal. We're about to find out what it actually is, but Vicario in goal. They've gone with a back three of Porro, Dragusin, and Van der Ven. They've gone with wing backs of Gallagher and Gray with Paulinho and Basuma in the middle. I'm so baffled by this, but hey, it is what it is. And then Simmons in behind Solanke and Mwani, and the substitute bench is Kinski in goal. Austin, Danso, Richarlison, Tell, Sarr, Sosa, Ulasesi, Rousewell. This is one of the worst squads I've ever seen at Tottenham. Jordan Coys said, how embarrassing is it that Robinson is on Fulham's bench, yet walks into our starting lineup? Richarlison and Tell are our only forward options for the bench. Neither deserve to be a guaranteed starter. This is our squad. Jordan, bang on the money as always. It's so worrying. It's all so worrying. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Hey, it looks like it's going to be Porro as a right centre half, not Porro. The only wing back in the squad is now not even playing at right wing back. I am truly baffled. But hey, masterstroke maybe. Maybe a masterstroke. Now, Pedro Porro has got the most chances created for Spurs this season. Why on earth is he not playing at right wing back? Listen, this could be a masterstroke from Tudor, or it's going to be egg on face. guys, as fans, we're about to get a coaching masterclass or a disaster class. You will decide at the end of the game, right? You will get to decide at the end of the game. Oh, yeah, I know. Lee, you've got to laugh. There will be no timer today. I'll just have the score going across the bottom. Fulham have kicked off. We're underway at Craven Cottage as Diop goes long and not a good pass from him. And Spurs have a throw-in on the right-hand side. And yes, it very much looks like Conor Gallagher is on the right wing back. Let's see what happens here. We'll see as it settles down, right? We'll see as it settles down. Is it 4 at the back? I'm not sure at the moment. Gallagher's definitely out on the right. Gray's definitely out on the left, but Porro's also very wide on the right. We'll see. We'll see as it settles, but it's just a bit weird, isn't it? It's all over the place. There's Porro. He plays a ball down the field into Basuma, who's chasing, and Calvin Bassey knocks it long and out for a throw-in to Tottenham Hotspur. The game, by the way, is on Sky Sports Plus for anybody in the UK. So here's Basuma. He goes all the way back to Vicario. I'm struggling to work it out if it's a 3 or a 4 at the back. Porro's very wide on the right, but Gray is very wide on the left. It's almost like we're playing 2 at the back. With Paulinho dropping in. I don't know. We'll see. Nothing's happened so far. Nothing's happened. I'll keep you up to date with all of the other games in the Premier League as well, by the way. I'll keep you up to date as we go. So you've got Brighton playing Forest, and you've got Man United playing Crystal Palace. So Man United trying to cement top 4. Forest trying to overtake Tottenham. So this is going to be a very interesting day as well. And you've got the live video printer there as well, so the goals will come up. Here's Issa Diop at the back, gives it to Kenny Tete. Tete goes down the line to Iwobi. He gives the ball away. And now Tottenham have got a chance here, have they? The ball has found its way out to Simmons. Simmons with the ball across, and it's cleared. Wasn't a bad ball, actually, by Simmons into the middle. Needed someone getting in there quicker. Here's Archie Gray. And he's too weak for me. Archie Gray, I'll say it, too weak. Anytime he gets the ball, they just take it off him for fun. It's like a weak little boy, isn't he? Anyway, here is Ryan Sessegnon in the left-back area. Can anyone quite work out what formation we're playing? It looks like a back 4. It looks like a 4-4-2. I don't know. I can't quite work it out at the moment. Anyway, here's Iwobi. Out wide to Ryan Sessegnon. He goes back into Calvin Bassey. It looks like a 4, doesn't it, guys? It does look like a 4 with Gray at left back and Gallagher out on the right wing, Simmons left wing. It looks like an old school 4-4-2, but with no wingers. Man United 0, Crystal Palace 1, I believe. I believe that Crystal Palace have scored. Let me quickly check. Crystal Palace have scored. Yes, they have. Here we go. Crystal Palace, corner kick, floated in, headed. It's gone all the way through. I think, is that Lacroix? Maybe Lacroix or Richards, one of the guys. So Crystal Palace are 1-0 up at Manchester United. So this very much looks like a 4-2-2. We'll see. 4-4-2 with no wingers. Interesting. Don't expect a lot of width, right? Because Simmons is not an out-and-out winger, and neither is Gallagher. Fulham play the ball across, headed down, cleared, and now Pedro Porro can knock the ball long, but it's a poor ball by Porro. Not dealt with by Iwobi, though, and Simmons can pick it up. And then there's a ball over the top. It's gone through. Can Solanke get there? No. Iwobi gets it back to Leno, who gives it to Bassi. And now Fulham calmly bring the ball out of the back with Iwobi. So the goal was Crystal Palace 1-0 at Manchester United. I don't mind the formation. I just don't know we got the players to play it. And Spurs give away a needless corner. Really poor corner to give away there. Mix up at the back. And the goal, I want to say it was Lacroix. Somebody will tell me. I think it was Lacroix. Yeah, that is Lacroix. I like him, by the way. I like Lacroix. I think he's a good centre-half. So Man United are 1-0 up. 1-0 down at home to Crystal Palace. And this will cement Palace in the Premier League, won't it? If they win today, Crystal Palace, if they win today, it will cement them in the Premier League. 38 points. Corner comes in, headed away by Archie Gray, only as far as Ryan Sessegnon, and he goes all the way back to, long ball, played forward, brought down. Here's Iwobi, plays a brilliant ball out wide to Tete. Tete dinks the ball into the box. It's gone over everyone to the back post. Bob knocks it in, and it's 1-0. Spurs are 1-0 down in 6.5 minutes. Oh, Tottenham. Again, long ball into the box, headed back across, and there he is. Player I'd like Spurs to bring into the squad, Harry Wilson, 1-0. Spurs are asking for something. I don't know what they're asking for. Brighton are 1-0 up against Forest, though. That could be good news. Spurs defenders are complaining. There's goals in every game at the moment. Let's concentrate on this one. Van de Ven's complaining. Let's have a look. So it was a brilliant ball by Iwobi to Tete. Tete plays the ball in. I think he's asking for the push on the back, but for me, that's just weak centre-half play. I'll be honest. I think you've got to be stronger there, Dragosin. I don't... Maybe VAR save us. Maybe VAR save us. But again, awful defending. Porro's lost his man, as always. Ball knocked in. Flicked over. And there's Harry Wilson on the volley. I think it will be... I mean, it's soft. We've seen them given. It's soft. Let's see what VAR do. We've seen them given either way. This is very much a 50-50. I mean, the problem is football's got really soft, right? It's got really soft. Back in the day, this would not have been a decision. But let's see. I think it might be disallowed. Again, it's very similar to last week. He's given the ref a decision to make. I don't know. By the way, Nottingham Forest are 1-0 up. Brighton are 1-0 up. And I think the goal is being given. It's being given. Look, whatever we say, awful defending. Just awful defending. Porro's ball watching. I mean, it is. I mean, listen, it's difficult. In this day and age, we've seen them given, right? In this day and age, we've seen them given. I also think back in the day, being a centre-half, you used to be a man. John Terry doesn't let that happen to him, right? So, look, again, you never know what the refs are going to give. They've given the goal. It is 1-0 to Fulham. Just embarrassing. Just embarrassing defending from Tottenham either way. So Fulham want they're coming at us again here, Fulham. Here is Bob, lays it off to Sessegnon. He crosses the ball and it's flicked away for a corner kick. We really are not very good, are we? We really are not very good. They are cutting through us down. Again, always down Porro's side. The bloke can't defend. He can't defend. Igor Tudor must think, what on earth have I done joining this? Rob, I don't disagree. Rob, I don't disagree with you, mate. I don't disagree with you. Corner kick comes in, headed down and wide for a goal kick. Calvin Bassey is adamant that it's another corner. But if you're Tudor, aren't you looking at this lot and going, what on earth have I joined? What on earth have I joined? So a nightmare start for Tottenham, we said, didn't we? Just do not concede in the first 20 minutes. Give yourself a fighting chance. We look absolutely dreadful here. We can't pass a ball. We can't, honestly, this is poor. By the way, so the Brighton goal, I'm just seeing it now. Crap defending from from Forest as well, by the way. Good finish. Good finish. I don't know who that was. I don't know who scored that for Brighton, by the way. Brighton goal was scored by Gomez. Gomez got the goal. Right. What can Spurs do? We've got a 3-on-4. Sander Berg is trying to get back at Simmons. Simmons has done well. Held the ball up. Played the ball into Mawani, but the ball wasn't good enough, and Fulham come away with the ball. We are... Yeah, see, I'm not buying this. I don't think... We keep talking about confidence. I don't think these players are good enough. It's a really badly put together squad that is coming back to haunt us. 11 minutes and 45 seconds gone. Harry Wilson again. Harry Wilson just likes scoring goals. Now, if I'm about to say something that everyone will disagree with, right? That's the sort of squad player I want at Tottenham. That is the sort of squad player I want at Tottenham. Harry Wilson. Why not? Scores goals, works hard, senior pro. Why not? Our fans would turn their noses up. Our squad, our fans would turn their noses up. So, players just having a drink. You've not missed anything. When I go quiet, it means nothing's happening. Just... No, absolutely. He would start right now. But what I'm saying is, do you know what I mean? Look, like Aston Villa are rumoured to be taking Wilson on a free. That's a good, sensible squad signing. Spurs don't do that. We don't seem to make those signings. Look, told you, listen, I've said all year, I don't rate these players. If Kulu, Maddison, Kudus, if these boys are not fit, I don't see anything there. Nottingham Forest, by the way, have equalised at Brighton. Nottingham Forest have equalised at Brighton. Now, if I am right, that will put Nottingham Forest 1 point behind us as it stands. 1 point behind us. So, well, you know, hey. So, Brighton 1, Forest 1, Man United 0, Palace 1, and Fulham 1, Spurs 0. By the way, guys, we're going to be live tonight for a post-match reaction show. I'm trying to get a really good panel together for you at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. I'm trying to get a good panel together. Stell's going to join us. I think Lubo and Johnny are going to join. So I'll put a panel together tonight for 8 p.m. for all of the post-match reaction. And Morgan Gibbs-White, that's a beautiful goal by Morgan Gibbs-White. That's a really good finish by Morgan Gibbs-White, who this year That's his 7th goal from central midfield. We don't have midfielders that get 7. We had fans thinking he's not good enough for us. Tony, no. Tony, no. There's nothing wrong. Stopping a game for 1 minute so that people can have a drink. There's nothing wrong with it. Come on. We have looked absolutely clueless in his first 15 minutes. There's the ball out wide to Solanke. He dinks the ball across, cleared easily by Tete. Only as far as Paulinho. His shot is wide, but it's taking a deflection for a corner. Brighton are 2-1 up against Forest. Brighton have scored again. Wow, it's all happening. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. The Paulinho shot was blocked by Iwobi, by the way. Goals flying in everywhere. God, if we lose tonight, the show will be lively, won't it? Look, there's still a long way to go. There's a long, long way to go. Corner cleared. Volley over the bar by Porro with his left foot. Guys, anyone talking about religion and race, you're going to get blocked. That is not what we're here for. We are here to talk about football. Stop talking about religion, politics, race. I don't care. Stop. This is a football channel. Oh, good goal. I think, was that Danny Welbeck? Good goal, Danny Welbeck. There's the ball over the top. Mickey van der Ven heads it clear. Wilson keeps it alive. And then the ball played out for a throw-in to Fulham. What we can't do, guys, is go 2 down. What we can't do here, we cannot go 2 down. You just can't go 2 down. Guys, can we calm it in the chat, please? Please. Just calm. Let's just talk football. We've got enough issues going on here in the football to worry about anything else. Come on. I've never talked politics or religion or race. Nothing good comes from those conversations. Let's just talk. Well, nothing good comes from football, but let's keep it football, shall we? There's a cross. Wilson brings it down, flicks it back in, clear it. Somebody clear it. Shot. Oh, my God, just wide. Could have been 2. Could have been 2. Lubo's just messaged me. My message to Lubo, it was all Frank, apparently. Oh, Spurs are at 6 and 7s at the back. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Nothing good comes of Spurs. Talking about Spurs, you're right. We are dreadful, aren't we? We are dreadful. Elche 1, Espanyol 2. I think Elche is Sean's team and Espanyol is Perchie's team. Yep. I like Harry Wilson. But again, when you talk about players like Harry Wilson, fans go, we're better than that. We're bloody not. We're bloody not. Good footballers. We don't want that. I just want some solid seasoned pros. Oh my God, we are 19 minutes in. I don't think we've put 3 passes together. Well, long way to go, but a second goal for Fulham makes this a real difficult task. We've got to find the next goal. We've got to find the next goal. Big up to each and every one of you. Smash that like button, please. Only 235 likes, 855 of you in here. Come on, people. What we doing here? What we doing here? Smash that like button. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Goes all the way back across. Mike Zappa with the best comment. Hang on, here's Solanke. Turns, can he? Lays it back to Basuma. Porro whips it in. It's flicked on. It's gone over to Mawani and it's gone out. We are playing 4-4-2 with no left back, no wingers, no creative central midfielder. I don't know. Oh gosh, why would Souza not go? I don't know. Guys, I don't even care. I don't even care. Big up to every single one of you. Mike Zappa with the best comment of the day. Where's my airport friend, Mike? Yep, you're right. It is a special talent. Hang on, is Spurs. Solanke. Can he get a shot away? No, it's to Simmons. Oh, got to be quicker than that, Solanke. Here's oh, God, switch on. Special talent to assemble a team with no skills, no intelligence, and bad attitude. How many people now do you think are waking up to what a lot of us on this channel have been saying? How many are waking up to this squad being absolutely shit? How many? You've got Gallagher as a centre mid at right wing, Simmons who's a playmaker at left wing, Gray who's a centre mid at left back, Porro who's a right wing back at right back. What is this squad? Bob brings the ball down. Really good play by Bob. Gives it to Smith Rowe. Good touch and control by Bob there. Here's Bassi to Diop. Diop goes over to, goes back to Leno. Leno's going to go long, is he? No, he goes short. To be fair to them, Fulham, they play out. To be fair to them, they try and play it out. If only there was something like a transfer window in the middle of seasons that allow you to buy footballers. If only. Just saying. Here's Tete. Goes back into... Yeah, the light. Yeah, the light's back. Yeah. If the light's on, it means I think Spurs are staying up. If it's off, I think we're getting relegated. We got nothing, have we? I don't know where we're going to get anything from. It's going to be a set piece if we get anything, right? Told you, for all the idiots that said we're better than Villa and Newcastle, people like Marios, this is what you get. For all of those people who think we've got a good squad, this is the reality. Players who can't string a pass together. Players who don't score, don't create. There's Porro. Gives it away. And then, to be fair, Radu Dragosin came over and got him out of trouble. And the ball is with Bernd Leno. Oh, dearie me. Hang on, Mawani's through, is he? Oh, my, what a tackle from Diop. That's a great tackle. Mawani through on goal, and Diop just hang on. Oh, I tell you what, Spurs get away with that one. Sorry, as Fulham broke, they tried to play the ball through to Oscar Bob, but it was overhit. And if that had been, oh, I tell you what, if that had been a good pass, we were in trouble there. But Mawani looked like he was bearing down on goal, and Issa Diop with a superb sliding tackle. I mean, this shouldn't surprise anyone, right? Guys, surely performances like this don't surprise anyone, whoever the manager is now. Surely. And there's Diop again. Diop has got the beating of Mawani. Strength, pace, power. He's got the beating of him every time here. I don't think there's a player in there. There is. Not in this setup, there isn't. Not in this setup, no. Yeah, bang on, Lee. Bang on, Lee. Feel free to join the panel tonight, 8 p.m. if you want. Absolutely, mate. It is. This is like we're a non-league team going to a Premier League team in the FA Cup. Mitch, you're absolutely bang on. Absolutely bang on. This is an awful group of footballers. "26 minutes gone." Yeah, sorry, it's just not working this week. It will be back next week. It's just not working this week. It's just not working this week. Sorry, everyone, about the clock. Yeah, it's just this week. Sorry, 26 and a half minutes gone. Well, that's what Igor Tudor thinks is best. Conor Gallagher on the right wing. We can blame the ref all we want. We are absolutely shocking. Yeah, but you got to understand, when you're bringing players into a mess and playing them out of position, this is the problem. You've got to get a settled team with an identity so that players can play their best. This is not rocket science. Conor Gallagher right now is on the right wing. What on earth are we expecting? There's a ball over the top, and Harry Wilson and Gray, they clashed. And the ball goes into the arms of Vicario. Guys, none of them are doing. We can sit here all day and pick out individuals. I don't know why we're still doing it. As a collective, nothing is right at this football club. I don't understand fans that don't understand. Players are not going to play well if they're in an unfamiliar setup. The team isn't playing well. There's no confidence. There's no system. There's no way of playing. Players are not going to play well. This isn't the Conor Gallagher we saw at Chelsea, because he's not in that setup. Think about it. Come on. Here's Tete. He goes to Leno. Here's Mickey van der Ven trying to drive through. Lays it off to Gray at left back. There's a ball over the top. Mawani gets there before Bassi. Again, it's really good defending by Bassi. It's really, really good defending by Calvin Bassi. Bassi and Diop are just strong and powerful, aren't they? Again, you don't have to have the best players in the world, as we keep saying. As the interim manager, Tudor's job was to come in, get the best out of the players, find a system. At the moment, we're not seeing it. I can't blame an individual player. I know people want to. I've seen people go, Basuma's the worst. No, Gallagher's the worst. No, Gray's the worst. No, Draggers. I don't know how we're not getting it, right? This is, as a collective, everything is wrong. Everything. People asking if I think it's possible that Tudor gets sacked if we don't win for a few. I don't know. What's it going to do? Honestly, what is it actually going to do? Here's Archie Gray being pressured by Wilson. And then Archie Gray with an awful pass to give it away. Luckily, Raul Jimenez couldn't take it in his stride. And then Ryan Sessegnon tackles Conor Gallagher. And it goes out for a throw into Tottenham. I'll tell you what's worrying. Again, it's just the physicality as well. Every single duel, we seem to be, I'm sure it's not everyone, but we just seem lightweight and timid. And again, ball over the top, dealt with by Fulham easily. And then Mawani foul on Bassi. And Bassi and Mawani are bullying Solanke and Mawani at the moment. I don't know what to say anymore, guys. By the way, whenever I say these things, I'm not shocked that any of the things I'm saying are happening. As we said, everyone, not everyone, 95% of this fan base told me it was all on Frank. Right? And that the players are down tools and a new manager would get better out of them. It's been worse. The first two games so far, it's been worse. What we've got to do, you're absolutely right. Stay in the game somehow. And you are absolutely right. This is heartbreaking to watch. This is not Tottenham Hotspur anymore. I like Harry Wilson. He's a good player. Look at him. Buzzes about the pitch, always involved. Hang on, Fulham are in again here. Sessegnon, crossover, and it's taken a deflection and gone out for a throw into Fulham. Mate, I didn't say Frank should have stayed, but as I said, I didn't think that anything would change. I might be wrong, but so far what we're seeing, nothing has changed. Everyone's out of position. There's no real style of play. As I said, maybe the players just aren't very good. Oh, that's 2-0 up. I don't know how he has finished from there. 2-0 Fulham. What a goal by Iwobi. This club is dead. This club is rotten to the core. Frank, Ange, Tudor, it does not matter. This club is rotten to the core. Rotten to the core. You've got a left back who is a midfielder. The right winger is a centre midfielder. The left winger is a playmaker. The right back is a right wing back. This is absolutely disgusting from Tottenham Hotspur. And Fulham are cruising. It is 2-0 to Fulham. And Spurs deserve it. We have been utterly shite. Utterly shite. We deserve this. I'm so sorry, everyone. We deserve this. Well, the new manager bounce is well and truly in full effect. Where are the Marioses? Anyone but Frank. Anyone but Frank. And here we are, looking worse. Here we are, looking worse. This is shambolic. This is absolutely shambolic. Honestly, am I dreaming? Tell me if I'm being biased. This is Arsenal and this is worse than under Frank. I'm sure I'll tell you what, surely we don't go 3-0 down. This is absolutely horrific. See, do you know what I love? Clowns like this deserve this. See, we got what we deserve starting Basuma. What on earth has Basuma got to do with being 2-0 down? You said anyone but Frank. Here we are, anyone but Frank. What's happened, mate? Oh, you want this manager out as well. Cool. What's the new manager going to do? Here's Basuma, shoots, blocked, corner kick to Spurs. Be careful what you wish for, Marios. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful. He's not been the worst player on a pitch. They've all been shit. You deserve this as well. This twat deserves it as well. He was saying the whole same thing. Anyone deserves it. As I said, be careful the interim manager you wish for. Corner to Spurs. Can we pull one back? We've gone short. Oh my God, now we're not even whipping in corners. And then the cross is cleared. We're not even taking corners. I agree, Phil. Phil, as I've been trying to say for years, yes, we are. Lubo said there was nearly a fight in the row in front of him between Spurs fans. Honestly. Oh, what is... You cry. You cry if you don't laugh. Sap, you're just going to be blocked using my face. You're going to be blocked. What an idiot. What an idiot. Just grow up. You've got to grow up. Guys, as I said, everyone's picking on one player. Everyone's picking on a different player. Have a look, right? In the chat, I've got some blaming Basuma. Some are going at Vicario, some at Dragosin, some at Gray, some at Solanke, some at Mwani. What are we not getting? This is the whole club. This isn't about one. This isn't about one player. How are we not understanding this? How are we not understanding this? Aaron, every time you come in here, you just try and goad me. Wake up, you prick. Stop being a coward and a prick, or you'll get blocked. Every time. Every single time you come on, you never talk football. You just try and goad. You asked for this. Marios, you asked for this. You asked for this. Anyone but Frank. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. And Spurs have another corner, I think. We do. 2-0 down. Your words, not mine. Anyone but Frank. Well, you got anyone but Frank, and you want to sack this guy after 2 games. Why on earth would Poch want to come back to this? Why on earth? Why on earth would Poch want to come to this? Really? Corner kick. Leno gets there first, punches it clear. Here's Conor Gallagher, dinks the ball. Nice ball over to Simmons. Can Spurs pull one back? Shot blocked. Here's Paulinho, shot blocked. Yes, Ange was definitely the Messiah when we finished 17th last year as well. Yep, the Messiah. Mike, this is the point now, isn't it? Isn't this the point? Isn't this the point, Mike? Thank you. A grown-up who's worked it out. People now forget the managers. Forget this is the club. This is what they've built. We know these players aren't good enough. This is what they've built. Until we wake up, people are not going to understand it. Idiots like Marios think that now we're going to bring in another interim manager who's going to get this lot playing. It is mad. Yeah, apologies for me sacking Ange. We're on the second manager after Ange. Can we not just see now? Ange, Frank, Tudor, it doesn't matter. I'm in complete denial. Think we're going to stay up. Only because West Ham have got a tough run. Not because I think we're good. By the way, anyone saying, I'm not blaming Tudor. I'm not blaming Tudor. But do you know what? This is the funny thing. All the people that said anyone but Frank can't just say now, shit, yeah, the players are crap. It's move to the next manager. Again, anyone having arguments about Ange v. Frank in the chat, think what you're doing. Look at the bigger picture at this football club. Why can we not look at the bigger picture? I understand it. When you've got 12-year-olds like Marios, I get it. But some of you are adults that are still arguing about Ange v. Frank. Neither of them are here. Both of them contributed to what's happening now. This is the problem. When people say things like, no excuses for not beating Fulham, why are we talking like we're better than Fulham? Why are we talking like we're better than Fulham? We're not. Who? Sorry, which managers turned this around? I would love to know who these managers are. I'd love to know. Everyone... No one can sort this out. I think we are going to rely on West Ham being worse than us. I'm telling you. We are going to rely on West Ham being worse than Tottenham. That's where I'm at, guys. I don't think we're going to start because we're good. I think we're going to stay up because West Ham have got more difficult games. As I said, you would think that people would watch this and start working out, yeah, hang on, yeah. This team's shit. You would think. Bit aggressive, but sure. Spurs are 2-0 down. My wife just went, okay. Oh, God. Here's Ryan Sessegnon on the left-hand side. Surely we cannot go 3-0 down by half-time. Bassi whips the ball in. But, oh, my God. I thought Vicario dropped it. Oh, my gosh. I thought Vicario dropped it. No, you're all right, mate. I'm only joking. I got what you meant. I'm only joking. I got what you meant. I work out who everybody's tone now. You get to know who's saying what. But what do you want to speak on Frank for? Frank, Ange, Tudor, again, fans like you aren't learning. It doesn't matter. Look at the players. I've been trying to say it doesn't matter. Again, when it did matter in the summer and we had the opportunity to buy good players, we didn't. None of this matters. Here's Sessegnon on the left-hand side, crosses the ball. It's gone out for a corner kick. Scott, again, this isn't about one player, is it? Look at, we've got Xavi playing on the left wing, Gallagher on the right, Porro at right back, Gray at left back. What is it that we think we're going to do? Gareth, people don't want to listen because it's easier to just be negative. It's easier to just call me negative, sorry. Nothing's going to change. Corner kick. Headed off the line by Dragusin. Put back in by Bob. I'll tell you what, Spurs should be 3-0 down. How he's missed that. Spurs should be 3-0 down. The cross came in and Bob's played it across. And Bassi from 6 yards. That should be 3-0. And Matt, we've had our differences, but yes, the here, the now, we're in the mud. I know, Bobby. I know. Yeah, anyone want to jump on and talk about one day Ramos? Honestly. And you know what? The day Frank was sacked, right? The day Frank was sacked, I said, cool, no problem with the sacking of him. But you watch how many people think everything's just going to change, and it's not. It's not going to change. Spurs can't even get a quick free kick right. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We are this. Mate, because half of them aren't good enough. Half of them have been played out of position. They're listening to a different manager's voice every 6 months. Oh, Mickey's been caught on the ball. And here's Smith Rowe, gives it to Iwobi. He leaves it to Tete. Van der Ven's had a mare the last few games. Oh, they're in it. Iwobi dropped in. And Vicario catch it. I'll tell you what, honestly, this is the worst I've seen us. This is worse than anything under Frank or Ange. This is bad. This is really bad. It's just funny, right? Fans want to spend this time trying to banter other fans. Aren't we worried about what's happening at this football club? Like, anyway, there is 1 minute and 15 seconds left of injury time. And yeah, 2-0. And let's be brutally honest. They should have had a third. They should have had a third. I mean, the 4-4-2 baffles me. I'm not going to lie. It is what it is, but it baffles me. I did personal attacks on Ange and his family. What? Let's block this person. Who did personal attacks on Ange's family? What are we talking about? Honestly, the internet is weird, isn't it? And absolutely, Philly, those who don't hear must feel. Absolutely. Absolutely. There goes the whistle for half time. It is 2-0 to Fulham. It should be 3. Wow. Wow. Look, guys, what do you say? What do we possibly say anymore? What do we possibly say anymore about this football club? Like, You watch, the next 15 minutes is going to be 15 minutes of people arguing about whichever player they hate the most. Isn't it? It is going to be 15 minutes of people arguing about, oh, it's Basuma, oh, it's Gallagher, oh, it's Van der Ven, oh, it's Porro, it's Vicario, it's Mawani, it's Simmons. We are, Jim, my man, Jim Bird Coys. My man, Jim Bird Coys, he's been a member, I think, since week 1 of my channel. Says, yeah, we as a club are just embarrassing. It's truly, truly embarrassing. What's Perchy said? I think we are truly. All right, let's see. This is what Perchy said, all right? This is what Perchy said. He wants... There we go. Can you tell me if you can hear this?
Guys and girls, like, I think we are truly, truly awful. Everyone was going on about anyone but Frank. Everyone was saying all this about Ange. Can we now use today as the reference point, as the case study, that this manager argument is so redundant? It doesn't matter who we put in charge at this moment. We are a mess. A mess. We can't defend and we can't score goals. That is a recipe for relegation. We are bottom of the form table over a quarter of the season. Sorry, a third of the season. Sorry, a third. This is insane.
Look, guys, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm numb. I'm numb to this. We are getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. We can pretend. We can all sit here and pretend it's a player. We can all sit here and pretend it's a manager. Until we wake up to the realization, and this is where listen, Stella and I disagree massively on the getting relegated thing, but this is where we do agree. If now people do not go out and protest, which is why I hit my limit, I've got to protest, got to. If we do not go out and protest now, we have what we deserve. Right? We have what we deserve. Chris, I don't mean to laugh like in a kind of, this is well funny, but it is well funny, right? This is just getting worse. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm all right. Well, I mean, in football, obviously, you can't factor the football into answering that question. But
No.
I don't know. I'm trying to work out whether I'm absolutely gobsmacked or completely unsurprised. So kind of both at the same time. I'm a little bit shocked at just the complete lack of... I think because I expected a little bit of maybe something from Tudor coming in. But equally, I'm not surprised in the slightest because I was one of the very few that didn't massively support the sacking of Frank. I wasn't against it either. I just didn't think it made any difference. And I'm shocked at how right I seem to be at this stage. This is a relic. This is... I don't think we'll go down still because I think West Ham are worse. But this is a team that deserves to be relegated. This is so poor, like so bad.
Do you know what, Chris? This is the thing, right? I don't think we will, and I completely agree with you. I think that West Ham have got too much to do. And I think that's also alarmingly worrying that I am banking our survival on them rather than ourselves. I've seen it all week. We must beat Fulham. We must beat Palace, right? These teams are better than us. Like, I don't understand, Chris. These football teams are better than Tottenham now. When are our fans going to wake up and say that the tide has changed? That, you know, this is not the same football landscape of Tottenham Hotspur better than these teams.
Yeah, but I feel like we've been here so many times. It's not just the Ange and Frank. We've been here before even when we appointed Mourinho, it was Enix's last throw of the dice. And here we are 7 years later in the same scenario, sort of mostly sort of backing the players for reasons I can't fathom, putting it on managers, people unhappy with Tudor should walk, Tudor should be sacked. Like, what? He's had almost no influence on this, right? The guy's been here like 10 days or something. This is nothing on Igor Tudor as bad as it is. But it's just showing that him or Frank, it makes no difference. It makes no difference.
No, of course. I mean, look, I don't blame Tudor or Frank or Ange for the way that, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. As though I needed to pick me up, and in from the right comes a chocolate yazoo, cold as well.
A real adult drink there, Savva.
A real, yeah, in a time of maturity and adulthood, my wife passes me a yazoo. She knows how childish I am. Chris, you're absolutely bang on. This has gone so far past Ange, so far past Frank. This is not on Tudor. This is not solely on Lang. This is not solely on Paratici or Vinay. This is now what we are as a football club. And you know the problem I find, Chris? Throughout the first half, whoever somebody hates the most as a player, it's their fault. They are watching this collective and going, oh, this is all on Basuma. Oh, this is all on Simmons. Mate, you've got Xavi Simmons, who's a playmaker, playing on the left wing in a 4-4-2. You've got Conor Gallagher, who's a box-to-box midfielder playing on the right. Porro's a right wing back playing at right back. Gray's a centre mid playing at left back. This is what we've built. Yeah. We deserve this in a strange way. Not us, the fans.
No. It's not. It's absolutely not on the fan. I know we haven't been able to agree as a fan base amongst ourselves for years, but it's nothing to do with us. We don't influence this. I know it's frustrating, and other channels, right? People go, oh, the fans deserve it and all that kind of. Look, as fans, we're not the most militant of fan bases. We're not marching down Tottenham High Road or anything, but that's an irrelevance to that. That hasn't caused where we are, albeit it might not hasten an exit of Enoch, but it's nothing to do with where we are right now.
No. I mean, let me just do a couple of quick super chats. I'm sure there's going to be frustration. Big up Jordan, always so generous to me. Said, what we are on the pitch is a reflection of what we are off it. Bang on. Yeah, absolutely. And that is rudderless with no leadership. I honestly can't see another Premier League win. Jordan, I'm going to steal that line. For tonight's show, excuse me, everybody. I'm going to steal that line. Absolutely. We are a reflection of what we've built. The absolutely rudderless. Big up to you, my man. You are bang on as always. Marios said, Igor failed. Move on to the next. Marios, you said anyone but Frank. Everyone saw you. You said anyone.
Anyone but Igor.
Now it's anyone but Igor. Marios, what if the new manager comes in? What if a new manager comes in and takes the next 2 games and loses them? Are you still going to say anyone but Igor or that manager out? Sorry, I can't take you seriously, mate. Big up to Andy Lester. Said, I hate the owners, the players and fans, especially Marios. Jesus Christ. Big up to you, Andy. Thank you very much. Andy, as I said, if people were saying, I want Frank out, but it needs to be X, Y, or Z manager, fair enough. Anyone that said anyone but Frank, well, this new manager bounce is going extremely well, isn't it? Big up to you, Andy. And keep the dream alive. I said, you won't change till there is a root branch change top to bottom. Bang on. Alexis McAllister, 35 million. Gray, 40 million. Baffling. Look, I don't rate Gray. I'm not going to pick on Gray today because I think the whole thing's a mess. But you're right. This is an example of Liverpool buy a player like McAllister for less than we pay for an Archie Gray. It is poor recruitment yet again. Chris, can you give me a positive, a green shoot of anything we can do in this second half to turn this?
No. Bluntly, no. I can't see anything. I literally cannot see anything how we get. I mean, I guess the only thing is if you scramble one back from a set piece, then when you're one behind, you're always in the game, right? You can a mistake or something, but I think it's more likely for Fulham to score the next goal than us. We've offered nothing. This is as bad a half, and I'm not defending Frank. Just to be super clear, I'm not defending the halves we saw into Chelsea and Arsenal, but this is as bad as that, easily as bad.
I think this is worse. I think this so far he's had 120 minutes as Spurs manager. Now, it's very difficult because again, I don't blame Tudor. I didn't want him. I didn't not want him. I said, Chris, how many times me and you spoke? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But this last 3 halves of football we have seen have been absolutely shocking. And that shows you that the players don't have the fight in them. It wasn't downing tools for Frank. It was the fact that they are not good enough. You
Just
can talk
a
all day
last
long.
comment quickly before you go for the second half, because maybe it's me coming on, but there's lots in the chat about the ref again. Look, whatever you think of the decision, it's so irrelevant to where we are as a club. I could talk about the decision and why it's different to the one last week, but I'm not even going to bother. It's just an irrelevance. And if you're sat here watching that half, thinking that the referee's the issue, I don't know what you've been watching, honestly.
Well, look, as I've always said, Chris, you know, you and I disagree on VAR fundamentally. Look, you are spot on, right? Whether or not we can argue that goal all day long, what we're doing now, Chris, is every week when we play shit, we are trying to deflect and put it on a referee. We should be 3 down. Calvin Bassey just blasted one over the bar from 6 yards. Why are we not focusing on us? Stop worrying about West Ham. Stop worrying about Forest. Stop worrying about Ange. Stop worrying about Frank. Stop worrying about refs and VAR. We are a mess.
Yeah,
we are a mess.
I'll leave you to the second half, mate. Enjoy it.
Sure. But by the way, that Crystal Palace team, who I'm assured we're going to beat next week,
they're winning.
1-0 up away at Man United.
Yeah.
So, Chris, I'll see you maybe tonight's show at 8 p.m.
Yeah, maybe, mate. Yeah. Right.
Oh,
see you later.
dearie me.
Enjoy the game.
Look, as I said, I can, you know, I am a big part of why Ange was sacked. Yes, I was in the boardroom. Yes, I was in the boardroom and sacked Ange. You are a big part of why 2026 is the dumbest era of all time. But thank you. I agreed. And agreed. I think this is the point. If you're going to sack managers that have 12 to 13 players injured, and then bring in a new manager who has the same injuries, what is it that you're hoping for? As I said, always be careful what you wish for. Always be careful what you wish for. This is worse. This is getting worse. Guys, girls, smash that like button. Come on. We should have 700 likes. We've got 372. Smash that like button. Again, Marios being an idiot. You can't play attacking football without attacking players. What? I don't understand how you don't get this. Just go away, Marios. Go away. Go away. Oh, my God. Right. Let's just ban the Ange fan club. Are just going to get banned. It's so boring. I wouldn't mind, but he left us 17th in the table. The revisionism that somehow we were amazing under him. It's crazy. It's utterly crazy. No, but they've got square pegs in square holes, you nutter. Oh, go away. This guy's an idiot, isn't he? I can't block him because he's a member, but honestly, my mates that hate Spurs, they always say they hate Spurs because of fans that say dumb shit like that. Marios, by the way, believes we've got better players than Newcastle and Villa and Man United and Chelsea. He believes we've got a better team than those clubs. How can you take anything seriously someone like that says? It's like, no, you can block members, but he's not saying anything rude. He's just being stupid. I can't block stupidity. I'd be blocking most people if I blocked stupidity. But I don't understand what has to happen for people to realise, right? I don't understand what has to happen for people to realise how bad the players are. Nothing seems to be getting through to people. Anyway, no changes at half time. And the second half is off and underway. Vicario. You'd be blocking yourself. Oh, God, the trolls. Why? The internet is obviously, honestly, one of the worst things that ever happened, wasn't it? Trolls. The standard of parenting as well, by the way, must be horrific. Honestly, must be horrific. Anyway, here's Pedro Porro. Into Dragusin. Now Conor Gallagher to Dragusin. There's just nothing out there, is there? There's nothing. Has he changed formation? It's hard to tell at the moment. Oh, hang on. Here's Emil Smith-Rowe. And the ball was deflected into the path of Vicario. Right. Has he gone still with the back four? I think we're still. I think we're still in the back four. Let's have a look. Here's Oscar Bob. Lovely skill from Bob. Lovely skill. I'll tell you what, he has just taken Porro to the cleaners. Another player that gets so much hype. So much hype, Porro. It looks like we're going to be playing the same formation here. Simmons looks a bit more central, but it still looks... Has he gone to a back five? It's hard to tell what we're doing. Frank's fucked us, but look, we're playing worse. Cool. Cool. Here's Dragusin. I think have we gone to the back three? It's so difficult to tell. I don't think so. Honestly, it doesn't matter how much we lose, how bad the players are. Still, people want to not see the truth. Marios, I'm going to ask you nicely. Can you just go to another chat? Please, mate. I think you're winding up a lot of people in the chat. Honestly, for the last 3 months, everything you've been saying is just so childish. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, me trying to find a tactic in. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Well, we've got 11 players out there. Told you, none of the attacking players are available that make a difference. Kulu, Kudus, Madison. When you've got those players, you can play your attacking football. When you don't, how are you playing attacking football? We've got no wingers on the pitch. There's no wingers or playmakers on the pitch. Let's just play attacking football. It's just these people just don't use that. They don't use this. They don't use it. I want to watch attacking football. Yeah, me too. Don't we all? Not with these players. Play tell. Tell's the answer now, is he? Play tell. Sure. That's the answer. You know you're in trouble when the answer is to play tell. It's just so childish. Anyway, here's a Iwobi. He gives it to Ryan Sessegnon, who's driving forward, shoots with his right foot high and wide. So far, just coming up to the 50-minute mark. And Marios, I'm going to give you one more chance. Marios, one more chance. Stop saying... Marios, I get it. This is what happens when you don't buy the players you need. Lookman was right there. John Duran was right there. Akliush was right there. We didn't want to buy any of them. Most of you fans didn't even want them. Here's Moani. Calvin Bassey, Oscar Bob, and the ball goes out for... No, it doesn't. It bounced back in, actually. And Bob, oh my God, Bob has nicked in. Paulinho slipped. 3-on-2. There's the ball into Smith Rowe. 2-0. Oh, I tell you what. Fulham should be 3-0 up. Smith Rowe has missed a sitter, as did Calvin Bassey, and Fulham ripped through Tottenham for fun there. Every time Mario says something shit, just remind him, people. Just remind him that he said, anyone but Frank. Just remind him. Cool. Could have been 3. Could have been 3. This whole team stinks, doesn't it? This whole set, the whole setup is wrong at the club. At the club, the whole setup is just absolutely disgusting. Have you noticed though? What I find really funny is whoever doesn't play is always the answer. Have you noticed? So if it's Tell not playing, Tell's the answer. If it's Mawani not playing, Mawani's the answer. If it's, do you see my point? Whoever doesn't play suddenly is the favourite with the fans to change things. Danny, completely agree. Completely agree, Danny. Gallagher slipped in, won the ball, he's played it across goal and no one there to finish it off. Oh, Man United have a penalty, by the way, and Fulham, oh my God, Fulham on the counter-attack. It's 3v3. They've gone out wide to Bob. Bob's one-on-one with Porro. Porro can't defend. He is dreadful, isn't he? And luckily, Paulinho mops up, but he's giving it away. Oh my God, oh my gosh. The only good thing today is that Forest are losing. Stuttgart are 3-0 up for anyone that cares. Here's Basuma down the line to Gallagher. He's put a good ball into it. Mawani, can he get there? No, he can't. Issa Diop is too good for Mawani. Issa Diop is too good for Mawani. I don't know what's happened here. Great defending. Great defending. Came over, strong, stood his ground, didn't put a tackle in, just shepherded him away. Issa Diop, by the way. This is Fulham's sub-centre-back. 53.5 minutes gone. I don't think any of them can hold their head high at the moment for the second game in a row. Just remember, though, people want the likes of Luca Williams-Barnett to play in this mess as a 17-year-old. Just remember that. Here's Oscar Bob. Gives the ball to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's going to whip that in. Is he? No. He goes back to Bob. Look, they're just playing trials around us. That's beautiful play by Fulham. It's 3-0, is it? No. Blocked. For 2-0. I'll tell you what a lovely passage of play from Fulham. Intricate football between Smith Rowe, Bob, and Iwobi. Lovely play. The ball was pulled back, and I thought it was just going to go into the back of the net. And Van der Ven got in the sliding tackle, and Spurs opened up like a can of worms. And Mickey Van der Ven saving us from 3-0 down. How this is not 3 or 4, I will never know. Iwobi, corner, deep to the far post. And it's gone over everyone and out for a goal kick. That was a lovely bit of intricate play by those players. This is the worst Spurs I've ever seen. There you go. Ever. Guys, tell me, is it just me? This is the worst Spurs team I have ever seen. Anyone agree with me? This is the worst I've ever seen. Richarlison and Sarr and Tell, I think, are coming on. Triple substitution. Richarlison, Sarr and Tell. Palace are down to 10 men and a penalty for Man United. Let me just quickly go and watch that. And Man United are 1-1. Man United are 1-1 and they're playing against the 10 men of Palace now. Yeah, as I said, guys, this is the worst Spurs I've ever seen. Squad-wise, the way the club's run, it's utterly disgusting. That's a great ball by Fulham. Here's Jimenez, pulls it back to Wilson, takes a touch, shoots, blocked, and then clear it. Somebody, and then Gallagher can get it away in the end. Oh, my gosh. Honestly. Well, Tell, Richarlison and Sarr look like they're about to come on here. Bang on, Rich, innit? Bang on. Hope you're well, my man. This is the worst Spurs team I've ever seen. This is an awful squad. Right. So there is Richarlison, Sarr and Tell coming on. And there's Mawani. Mawani off. Simmons off. Gallagher off. Just, at this stage, what does any of this matter? God knows what formation we're going to here. God knows. There's no direction. There's no leadership. There's no technical ability. There's no goals. There's no creativity. There's no heart, no passion, no desire, no fight. No, Jim, that's not what I said. So let's not make things up. You're going to get blocked if you keep lying. There's a throw by Fulham. And they've given the ball away, but Sanderberg wins it back from Richarlison. Here's Diop. I think they've been absolutely superb, Fulham. I think they've been absolutely superb. As I said, I promised you all I would not. Promised you I'd have no opinion on the next manager. I said when Frank was sat, I'll have no opinion on the next manager. I've said all along, don't care who it is. It doesn't matter. Here's Matisse Tell running up a blind alley. There's the attacking football that's that Marius was talking about. Here's Fulham. They're away again. 3-on-3. Here's Harry Wilson. Cuts inside. Then on the outside, he's through. Played it across, and Porro was there to make the challenge. I tell you what, we are... oh, gosh. Yellow card for Diop for a foul on Richarlison. Do you mean this is what you get when you sack a manager who won a trophy but also had you lower than you are now? 17th. Again, bigger picture. Get out of Ange's arse. Bigger picture. They're all it's all dreadful. You're not going to see the best of any of these players whilst we do not have a good team and a good setup. It's so funny. People are just picking the one player they want to blame it on. How on earth can I blame it on any one player? This is dreadful all round. There's a ball over the top, easily cleared. Fulham just told you, right? As I said before the game, we talked about the likes of Wilson, Smith Rowe, Iwobi, and people in the chat going, oh, they're shit, they're shit, they're shit. The likes of Ringo, the likes of Marios. These people keep saying it, but these other teams do better. We have to wake up. These clubs have overtaken us. Big up, Philip. Yes, the team bonding seemed to do a real trick, didn't it? Bad, didn't it? Anyway. Oscar Bob into Iwobi. They're pulling us apart. They're through on goal. This is going to be free. Great save, Vicario. I'll tell you what, this game should be 7-0. They are ripping through us. No. Again, listen. It's not the same players. And I expected us to buy proper players in the window, you dickhead. Listen to what's being said. I hate idiots like that. Idiots like that deserve this. As I said in the summer, go big, go and buy players, sort this squad out. We didn't. And what's happened? We're a mess. It's not rocket science. You are not a Spurs fan. You're an Ange fan. It's weird. Corner kick blocked. I'll tell you what, how Fulham have not scored 4 or 5 minimum is... They'll be absolutely miffed how they're not. At least we've had a new manager bounce, eh? They're away again, Fulham. They're away again. And there's a free kick given away again by Van der Ven. He's probably he's been booked. Mickey, another really bad game, unfortunately, for Mickey today. I think it's just all got to him this last couple of months. And it wasn't really there was. Yeah, sorry, there was. Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. That's the point, Destiny. When you build a team, right? When you put a team together as a team, they play well, right? We've not done that for years. I don't think I've ever seen it this bad. I don't think I've ever seen it this bad. Fulham are Man United are 2-1 up. Second half stats, Fulham 6 shots to Spurs' 0. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's happened to my football club? We've had 2 transfer windows to sort this out since the summer and haven't bothered. Here's Tell. Gives it to Gray. Dinks the ball across. Header down. Spurs have scored. We're back in it. Richarlison has scored out of absolutely nowhere. And now Richarlison is grabbing Bassi round the phone. What are you doing? What's going on? Richie, you've just scored. Just relax. Spurs have scored. Tottenham Hotspur are back in the game. I cannot believe it. We've done absolutely nothing. But that's football. And we're back in the game. Can we get the most unlikely of points? We should have been 5 down. We should have been 5 down, but we're not. And somehow we are still in this game. Archie Gray dinked the ball across. And Richie with a good header into the bottom corner. Tottenham are back in with a lifeline. Tottenham are back in with a lifeline. And Fulham, can we put Fulham under some pressure now? Will Fulham collapse, or is this going to spur them on? Richie's always involved in a fight or something, isn't he? Oh, Richie's got a yellow card. Oh, God. He loves it, doesn't he? Good little dink ball across from Gray. Here is Gray again. He's played a ball into Tell. And then this time, Tete gets a tackle in and Spurs have a corner kick. Man United, by the way, in all of that, did go 2-1 up. Benjamin Sesko again. Let's see. What have we got? We pulled it back from nothing. What have we got? Corner kick. Tell whips it in. And then headed wide by Radu Dragashin. So Man United beating Palace, Fulham 2-1 up at Spurs, and Brighton are still beating Forest by 2-1. Benjamin Sesko is on fire, isn't he? Benjamin Sesko has scored again. And again, it goes to show all the people that said he's shit, he's rubbish, Man United wasting their money. He's improved as the season's gone on. Yes. That is what I will say. Richie does fight. I will give him that. Richie does fight. Here's Fulham with Jimenez. He's lost the ball, but it's only bounced as far as Diop. He gives it to Tete. Back to Diop. Now to Sander Berg, who's had another good game in midfield. Calvin Bassey knocks it long down the channel. That should go into the arms of Acario, and it does. And Tottenham have got 21 minutes here. We've had one shot in this second half and scored. Can we get 2 shots and equalise? My worry is I always feel like we're going to concede at the other end. Yeah, Scott, I love the revisionism of people. You're right, yeah. Yeah, he passed the ball 2 yards to Gray. And, Tell did brilliant. It's like basics. I'd expect footballers to be able to do this. Here's Tell on the left-hand side. Gets the ball across, but that time it's not a good cross. And it's cleared by Fulham. Here's Sander Berg. Good player, Sander Berg. Really good midfielder, him. That's a great ball out into the path of Sessegnon. He gives it to Bob. Back into Sessegnon. And Mickey van der Ven's pace gets Spurs out of trouble yet again. Now, if the game opens up, what have we got? Or was that just a one-time attack? What have we got? To throw into Spurs down by the halfway line. So it looks like Kearney and is that Chukwueze? We'll see in a second. Fulham are going to make a couple of subs. I just don't trust that we won't concede again. let's be fair. This will be the most unlikely point if we can get back. We've been absolutely shambolic. So we'll see. It looks like Harry Wilson might be, he looks injured, Harry Wilson. He's down. I think Harry Wilson will probably come off for them. Going to be an interesting last 19 minutes, isn't it? We said just be in the game. And by hook or crook, we're in the game, right? It doesn't matter how you play if you can get a point. It's been absolutely shocking, but can we find another one? Fulham are making a treble change. Wilson is coming off. So is Smith Rowe. It looks like they're going to freshen up their forward line. So Wilson, Smith Rowe, and I don't know who's coming off. We'll see all three in a minute. We'll see all three at a side. So they've freshened things up in the forward line. And Jimenez. So Wilson, Smith Rowe, and Jimenez for Munoz, Kearney, and Chukwueze. So this will be interesting. This will be interesting to see what happens now. So we've had one shot in this second half. Can we turn that one shot into a few shots? We shall see. Oh, Spurs. Good little player, Harry Wilson. Good little player. Doesn't get anywhere near the respect he deserves. Really good player. I thought he had another good game today. Thought Iwobi was excellent as well. There's a long goal kick. Won by Dragusin, only as far as Sessegnon. He tries to go past Saar, but he couldn't. And then the ball down the line to Ritchie. He can't hold it up. So Fulham go forward with Iwobi into Berg. Berg gives it to Tete. Tete turns and is fouled by Paulinho, is he? I don't know. Paulinho's gone down in pain, rolling around on the floor. China dogs, just go away. No one wants you here, mate. See you later. See you later. Fulham are going to make another one. It looks like this is going to be Oscar Bob. I think this is going to be young King coming on. He's a good little player, this young. I think it's King coming on. Yeah, Oscar Bob off. Josh King is coming on. $16 minutes to go plus injury time. I just worry about us at the back. I mean, obviously going forward, we've only had one shot this half, but I do worry about us going at the back. Hang on. Good play again by Fulham. Sessegnon's got in. He whips the ball across. Chukwueze now can dink it over. It's gone over everyone. Cleared by Porro. Only as far as Kearney. Kearney shoots and he drags his shot wide and Spurs are wide open. Wide open. Look at that on the edge of the box. Kearney had time to bring the ball out of the air, let it bounce and have a volley, and no one went to him. Here's Tete, gets the ball in front of Gray, and now here's Kearney. Fulham have just wrestled back momentum here, haven't they? And there's a foul by Solanke. By the way, Solanke has been absolutely anonymous today, hasn't he? Not saying, I'm not picking on him. He's just been anonymous. Haven't seen him in the game at all. Here's Bassi. He goes back into Bernd Leno. Now Diop. Diop plays it into Munoz. Now King lays it off, but Basuma can win it. And he does well, holds it off. And now Mickey van der Ven has lost the ball. The referee's given a foul. I think he got away with one there a little bit, Mickey. He stepped into midfield and, I tell you what, good job we got that free kick because we left a massive gap in behind. Yeah, I can't remember Solanke touching it. I mean, he must have touched it. I just can't remember it. What have we got? Free kick. What can Spurs put together here? Pedro Porro puts the ball over the top to the back post. It's headed out by Tete and then cleared again. And now Fulham, are they going to break or are they going to, they've gone backwards. Well played by Fulham. Look, yeah, look, they're a good team. They just manoeuvre the ball well. They've now got a 4-on-3. The ball's gone. Spurs have got players back. Here's Chukwueze. Cuts in, shoots, cuts in, lays it off. Iwobi and blasts the ball over the bar. And that's the difference between Spurs and Fulham. Look how Fulham played that magnificently from back to front. That's the difference. Look at the football they played there to architect from back to front. And Iwobi, luckily for us, leant back and his shot went high and into the stands. And then Calvin Bassi and Richie battling for the ball. Here's Solanke. He goes past Diop. Solanke can't, again, really poor pass, but gets the corner. Solanke found himself in the left-hand channel. Went to pull the ball back, but it was a lazy pass that hit Berg, I think, and goes out for a corner. Let's see what we've got. So far in 35 minutes in this half, 33 minutes, we've managed one shot, but one goal. Can we get 2 shots and 2 goals? We're hanging on in there. Corner kick. Tell whips it in. Headed clear. Richie will let that go out for a throw on. Jim, every time they attack, we look. It's. I don't know what they're doing in training. Every time they attack, we just look all at 6s and 7s. So long throw by Radu Dragusin, headed away by Diop, who's had a very good game at the back for Fulham today, hasn't he? Then a cross whipped in, headed away, and now Fulham again are going to look to break. There's a long punt, but it's gone into the path of Chukwueze. Every time Fulham go forward, they look dangerous. Here's Chukwueze, puts a ball into the box. Munoz brings it down, volleys into the arms of Vicario. Every single attack gets them a shot. I don't know how many shots they've had, but every single attack, they've had 16 shots. They just keep, they just, every time they attack, it's with a plan in mind. We're coming up to 80 minutes gone. Sure, we could talk about this all we want. That doesn't take away. They should have scored about 5 others, mate. We can talk about VAR all we want, but let's look at the bigger picture. By the way, Basuma off, Sosa on. So I don't know. So I'm guessing Gray will go into midfield and Sosa to left back. So now Spurs are ending this game with Sosa and Tell on the left-hand side. Gray's come into midfield with Paulinho, Solanke and Richie up top. I don't even know. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, here's Leno. Goes down the line. Munoz jumps with Dragusin. And Spurs, we just make such a mess of everything. And then the ball goes back to Vicario. Clear it, Vic. And then Vicario clears it. And here's Kearney. See, Kearney, they brought him on. Not a great, not amazing, but Kearney, they bring him on. He just settles things down in midfield, doesn't he? Gets the ball, gives the simple pass, and look at him. He's always available. Look, here he is again, always available for the ball. We do not have a midfielder like that. Here's Chukwueze. He's going to run at Sousa, is he? He's tried to play the ball through, giving it away. Here's Tell. And Tell loses the ball again. Really poor from Tell. It's like taking candy from a baby. Anyway, here's Fulham again, getting down the left with Iwobi. Iwobi plays one inside two. I think that's King. Now back to Iwobi. I just got a feeling it's coming a third goal. There's the ball into the box, and the ball goes out for a goal kick. And Ryan Sessegnon is livid. Yeah, see, players like Kearney, squads need those players. He's come on, everything goes into him in the midfield, and he just picks the right pass, keeps the ball ticking over. Here's Tell. This time it's a foul against Kenny Tete. "82 minutes gone. We've had one shot this half. One shot. Archie Gray couldn't keep that in. It's going to be a throw on. Ryan Sessegnon, ladies and gentlemen. 5 years at Spurs. The bloke could never get a game. Couldn't stay fit. Free kick Spurs in our own third. Porro with a long ball. Flicked on by Ritchie. Bassi clears. Gray will pick up. He gives it to Richarlison. And Richarlison crosses the ball, but it's gone out for a throw or a corner. I couldn't quite see. I don't know if it's a throw or corner yet, ladies and gents. Sorry. I think it's going to be a throw because Radu Dragosin's running over here to take the long throw. I don't think we've ever scored from a long throw. Can we get our second shot in this half? Can't believe one shot in half. Throw comes over, easily dealt with. And now Fulham are on the counter-attack. Here's Ryan Sessegnon. And Porro tackles him, and it's a throw-in on the left-hand side. Yeah, I give you that. He is trying. I just don't think he's very good. Every time the ball's at his feet, it just never looks quite like he's comfortable with it. It's always like it's hot potato. But you're right. He is trying. Can't knock him for that. Here's Tom Kearney into Sessegnon. Sessegnon crossfield pass. Lovely ball into Kenny Tete. And Fulham are just architects, aren't they, at manoeuvring the ball into difficult positions for Spurs to defend. There's a ball over to Calvin Bassi. I just got a feeling a third is coming. Sorry. Here's Iwobi. One-on-one with Porro. Stands him up. Tries to take him on. Can't get past him, but he's still got the ball. Going to try and take him on again, is he? Lays it back. Good turn. Into Muniz. I'll tell you what, well done, Archie Gray. Got the foot in. Then the block doesn't go far away. And now is Kearney. Kearney keeps the ball alive just into Berg. And now the ball's gone back to Diop. Every time Fulham get in that last third, they're manoeuvring opportunities, aren't they? Here's Kearney again. That's a great ball into Sessegnon. Sessegnon crosses the ball. It's gone over everyone, luckily for Spurs. And Chukwueze, every time they get in our box. Here's Chukwueze. Shoots. Blocked. Gray clears it to nobody. And now Fulham can come again. Here's Chukwueze. Iwobi, sorry. Intercession on shoots, blocked, cleared. And Richie, can he hold it up? No, he didn't. Bassey's given away the free kick. Tell you what, every single time they go forward, I don't know about you, tell me if I'm being dramatic, but every time they go forward, I feel like something's going to happen. Not Spurs, them. Yeah, Dominic, people talking about Dominic Solanke. He's not really been able to get in the game, has he? He's not been able to get in the game at all here. There's a ball down the line by Fulham. This time, it's not a good one, and it goes out for a throw-on. We got nothing going forward, have we? Like nothing going forward. Oh, my God. What was that from Solanke? Oh, my God. He sliced the ball back into the danger area. And here's Chukwueze, who's been brilliant since he come on. He's constantly on the ball. Look at the ball control, guys, between Chukwueze and Tell. Look at the difference. When Tell gets it, it feels like he's not under control. When Chukwueze gets it, it's killed stone dead at his feet, and he's in control of the ball. There's the difference between one who tries hard and one who's a good footballer. Here's Iwobi. Good tackle this time by Paulinho. Now Gray. Nothing silly, Gray. Get rid of it. Now Gray has played it down the line into Richie. He holds it up, lays the ball off. It's not a good ball, but Porro's still got there. Now the ball goes out wide to Tell. He's got Souza down the line. He's putting Souza into the box. What you got? Souza pulls it back, and the ball is fired into the side netting from Papa Sarr. That's as close as we have come since the goal. That's the only shot since the goal. Tell played the ball into Sosa down on the left-hand side. He pulled it back. Papa Sarr nipped in and fired wide. Got to do better there, Papa Sarr. Got to do better there. Yeah, that's a really poor finish. He's got time and space to have a shot low across the keeper, and he just went into the side netting. Let's be fair. Not that we don't deserve anything from this game. Let's be brutally honest. But we'll take it if we get it. It looks like, is that Lukic coming on for Silva? I think it's Lukic. I might be wrong. There's a goal kick taken. It'll be interesting to see how long to go. There hasn't been a lot of stoppages, I don't think. Maybe 4 minutes, I'm going to guess. Maybe 5 minutes. I don't know, because of the subs. But Sarr, when you get in that position, you've got to play that across the goal, not slice it into the side net. And Iwobi's going off. It looks like, I think it's Lukic coming on. Sorry, no, it's not. It's Jorge Cuenca. Sorry, Lukic isn't available, is he, at the moment? Sorry, I don't know what made me think that. Let's be honest, this has been an utter shambolic performance. If we can grab something from this game, sure. Surf South, if you're going to be an idiot, you're just going to go. Surely people are bored of talking about Ange now. Surely. Surely. So Kevin Danso on for Radu Dragusin, because that'll do it. Kevin Danso on for Radu Dragusin. We are now into injury time. I don't know how long it's 6 minutes of injury time. Ball played down the line. Richie flicks it on, but couldn't get anywhere with it. And now Richie, yeah, as soon as Richie starts trying to do things with his feet, you're fucked, aren't you? In the air, good. As soon as he started doing things with his feet, mess. Anyway, here is Papa Sarr. Gives it to Tell. Back into Papa Sarr. Danso goes long. Headed clear. And then Sanderberg mops up and clears it. Another good game by Sanderberg. I tell you what, he's had a mare there, Danso. Oh, he's got it back. Fair play. He's got it back. Fair play. Oh, I thought he'd missed that in the air and it looked like the Fulham player was through. And then the free kick given away for the foul on Porro by Tom Kearney. Tom Kearney gets a yellow. I tell you what, you're not wrong. But you know what? There's nothing on the bench, mate. That's the problem. You're right. It sums up the club. We haven't got forwards. We haven't got creative players. It's bad, isn't it? Our creative options were Tell and Richarlison. Anyway, can Spurs salvage something in these last 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go? Vicario with the long ball deep into the penalty area, headed clear by Fulham and then properly cleared by Fulham, but only as far as Danso. And then Ryan Sessegnon gets the tackle in on Porro. Yeah, but the people talking about in the chat, I like Sanderberg. Fulham buy sensibly. Wilson, Sanderberg. You know what I mean? Smith Rowe, they buy sensible players for their system. Long throw into the box, cleared by Fulham with ease. But it's bounced back only as far as Danso, unless the Fulham player kept it on. But no, he kept it on, but only as far as Sarr. Sarr now gets it over to Sosa, back into Sarr. Sosa looks another young, skinny one, doesn't he? No real power in there. Here's Richarlison on the left-hand side. Puts the ball across. It's absolutely rubbish. Sosa could keep it in, and it's cleared, and it goes out a corner for Spurs. Absolute rubbish cross from... rubbish cross from Richarlison. Oh, my gosh. You're at the byline. Get a dink across. Nope. Oh, my God. Anyway, corner kick. Can we salvage something? Can we salvage something from this corner? Do we deserve it? No. Do we care? No. Can we get something? Can Spurs rescue a point? Corner kick. Whipped in. Headed away by Fulham. And now Paulinho fighting with Bassi. And Bassi, he is strong. And then Paulinho gives the free kick. Bassi is powerful. Now, when we're talking about people you want in a battle, I want Calvin Bassi, right? I want Calvin Bassi in a fight. Powerful, strong, work rate. Just saying. So, yellow card, I think, for Paulinho. 94 minutes. There are 2 minutes of injury time. Let's be brutally honest. We deserve nothing. This has been the worst performance I think I've ever seen from Tottenham Hotspur. Pedro Porro with a yellow card. His 6th of the season. By the way, Brighton are still 2-1 up. United are still 2-1 up. That's the only benefit for us this weekend at the moment is that Forest and West Ham both losing. Forest Brighton is in the 95th minute, by the way. So are we. Long ball by Fulham. Up in the air it goes. Tom Kearney heads it on. Gray knocks it away. Cuenca headers it back. It's very much pinball now. And now Muniz. The ball by Sessegnon played into the channel. Danso gets there. Here's Pedro Porro. Long ball, going to be easily dealt with by Diop. Kearney brings it down, gives it away, though, to Archie Gray. Archie Gray spreads it to Sosa. What has he got here? Here's Sosa into Tell. Plays the ball into Gray. And then Gray tried to take the ball with him and just gave Tete enough time to get back. Spurs have a corner with 40 seconds to go. 40 seconds to go. Vicario's up. Vicario is up. Can Spurs snatch a 96th minute equaliser. Corner kick. Vicario is in the 6-yard box. He can't, can he? Here's Tell. Whips it in. Cleared easily by the keeper. Porro goes back to Tell. 10 seconds to go. Vicario goes back to his goal. Here's Tell. One-on-one with Tete. Dinks the ball across. Headed clear. And then headed clear again. Danso, can he retrieve it? He's tripped. And then a free kick is given to Spurs. 97th minute. This is it. It's now or never. It's now or never. Pedro Porro puts the ball down. It's just slightly to the right, about 40 yards out. 45 yards maybe to the right-hand side of the pitch. This needs to be everybody in the box, right? Somebody's going to have to get there. The ball whipped in. Headed down. Shot. Blocked. Here's Fulham. And the game is done. Fulham 2-1. And that was absolutely atrocious from Tottenham Hotspur. Absolutely atrocious. Fulham win. And let's be brutally honest, it should have been about 7-1. They battered us going forward from pillar to post. And another game, 18 shots by Fulham. Guys, girls, what do you do? Brighton has finished as well. Brighton, thank God, have beaten Nottingham Forest. And at the moment, this is what I think is going to keep us up. It's going to be Forest and West Ham not winning games. Because right now, this is the worst Tottenham I have ever seen. I'm not mixing my words. This is the worst Tottenham I have ever seen. I am not going to hold back now. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I am just numb to this football club. I am numb to this football club to the core. And this is the worst group of players I have seen since I started supporting Spurs in the mid-80s. I'm not mixing my words. This is the worst set of players I've seen for passion, for energy, for skill, for fight, for flair, for creativity, for goals, for momentum, for work rate, for IQ, intelligence. This is the worst Spurs team I have seen in 40 years. Sack another match. Sure, sack Tudor. Get another one in. Get another one in. What's it going to do? What's it going to do? New manager, new system. So in the last 3 games, we've played 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, wing backs. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. What are you going to do? Are you going to have an interim manager to replace the interim manager? Or are we going to realise we aren't very good? Window after window after window of not buying what we need is coming back to haunt us. Window after window of not replacing players like Kane, players like Son, players like Moussa Dembele and Walker is coming back to haunt us. We as a football club, not as a fan base, as a football club, we deserve this. As a football club, I can't name you a single player that played well because none of them are right for whatever this setup is. An atrocious performance from Tottenham. We're rotten to the core. Rotten. And whilst fans want to play point scoring on this manager, this player, this director of the football, the bigger picture is being lost over and over and over again. Second half was a lot better. Was it? Was the second half a lot better? We had 2 shots in the second half. What are we doing? Guys, we can keep burying our heads. We can keep burying our heads. Let's do it. Let's bury our heads. Let's all fight amongst each other. Let's do it. Go on. But you like him, and you like him, and you like him, and you hate him. Sure, let's do it. Because that solves everything. That solves everything. This squad is not good enough. You can pluck out the player you want. Oh, I don't like Gallagher. Oh, I don't like Basuma. Oh, I don't like Dragosin. Oh, but Gray. Oh, but Vicario. Solanke was rubbish. Mawani's not good enough. Xavi Simons doesn't do anything. Papa Sarr's useless. We're not learning. We can have a pop at whichever singular player we want. It's not changing because it's not on one player. This game does not change if you start this midfielder instead of Basuma, for example. We're not understanding how bad this is. We can talk about Tudor's selection. We can talk about Frank's selection. We can talk about Ange's selection. We can talk about Jose's and Nuno's and Conte's and Poch's and One Day Ramos and Tim Sherwood and AVB, whoever else I've missed from that little period of time. But it is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And you know why? Because we're buying worse and worse and worse players. When you buy average players, you get average. When you buy bad players, you become bad. This isn't rocket science. This isn't rocket science. We shouldn't be surprised. We should not be surprised. We go into these games and stupid fans go, it's only Fulham. Fulham just bullied us. They played us off the park. It's only Fulham. Oh, don't worry. It's only Palace on Thursday. It's only Palace. It's only Palace. Don't worry. We've got it. We've got it. Anyone who believes that an interim manager comes in and suddenly we are a good team, you are out of your minds. You're out of your minds. Stop having the Tudor, Frank, Ange debates. It doesn't mean anything. Stop it. Just stop it. Everyone wants to do this. Just stop it. Stop pretending that this is just a manager issue. Stop pretending, oh, if Basuma didn't play today and Luca Williams-Barnett did, we would have won. No, this game was not about Basuma. This game was not about Archie Gray. This is yet another game. Another game where you are seeing how bad the players are and that there is no strategy at Tottenham Hotspur. These players are being bought and sent into what? I mean, that's the third different formation in 3 games. How on earth are you going to get any consistency? The third different formation in 3 games. But I'll tell you what, bury our head in the sands. When it happens the next game, I'll tell you what, we'll just pretend it's the manager again. Sure. Let's do that. Let's do that. All the while we got idiots like Marios that support Spurs. Look, he doesn't get it. It doesn't matter if you pay Pep Guardiola 50 million. These players aren't good enough. The fact you can't see this is truly baffling. And Wesley, who said we were going to win our next 11 games. Again, stupidity. We're not learning. It's like we can come on it every week and watch the same thing and not learn. The basics. You're right. The basics. Most of our players can't even control a football. 17th last year. We're 16th this year. This is not about one thing. The club is slowly going down. This isn't about Ange v Frank. This isn't about Frank v Tudor. This isn't about Gray versus Bergvall versus Madison versus Kuhn. None of this matters. None of this matters. No, he wouldn't. Not with all these players injured. No, he wouldn't. Again, please call out Gallagher. Again, look at these people. The whole team was shit. Every single one of them was shit. How on earth are we going to call out one player when I've just watched that again? They were all shit against United. They were all shit against Arsenal. They were all shit today. And people want to, but that player, cool. All right. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Call them all out individually. For what? Again, if you keep buying players and bringing them in to a team with no stability, no direction, no plan, no ethos, no tactical setup, this is going to happen. Conor Gallagher, since he's been here, has played a number 6, number 8, number 10, right wing back and right winger. What are we... It doesn't mean he was good, but what are we doing here? Jack, this is what I mean. We've got to the end again. Why is the whole fan base not talking about ENIC? ENIC. Call out the owners. But you've got idiots like Marios that just keep... It's Tudor after 2 games. Get rid of him, the next one. When the next one comes in, well, this manager's paid £5 million. Why is he not winning games immediately? Call out what is true. I'm calling everybody here. Get a protest. Get to a protest. Marios, shut up. They were all shit. What have those two got to do with it? Shut up, Marios. It's ENIC. But we want to look at the fight everyone wants to have. Oh, can you call out you liked him and you liked him? Call out that one. Call out this one. What are we doing? What are we doing? Call out that one player. Sure. Why? Did Conor Gallagher today ask to be played right wing? Did Simmons ask to be played left wing? You got 2 central midfielders out on the wing. Did Gray ask to be played at left back? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Again, I genuinely thought that if people saw that under a different manager, the same thing is happening, I genuinely thought people would wise up and go, yeah, actually. But again, dreadful. Again, dreadful in this setup, Lee. There's no plan. Again, did I predict a win today? No, I predicted a defeat because we're not good and Fulham are. But we're not getting it. Like, nothing seems to be bringing this fan base together because people are focusing on the wrong thing and the point scoring. Stop trying to point score with each other. None of it matters. This is not bad form. This is not, this is a... When you are not even getting a new manager bounce, you know things are really bad. Right? We can sit here and we can pull apart Ange. We can pull apart Frank. We can pull apart Tudor. We can pull apart Gray. We can pull apart Basuma and Dragosin and Van der Ven. Whoever you want to pull apart. What does it matter? The bigger picture is the club has been run disgracefully. Again, look, see, people don't get it. Our fans are idiots. This is the problem. Our fans are idiots that deserve this. I'm going to say it. Some of these fans deserve this because they're not waking up. That's the one thing I will always agree with Stell on. Whether you agree with all of Stell's points, he's bang on and always has been. These owners are crippling the football club. Crippling and crippling and crippling the football club. But this manager will turn it round. This manager will turn it round. You've got to buy players. You've got to buy the right players and stop sacking a manager every 5 minutes. Buy the right players, yeah? And then you can build something. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. We are where we are. But again, when people say this, it doesn't matter. If Stell doesn't pay for his season ticket, somebody else does. It doesn't matter. Stella's been bang on the money on that side of things. Doesn't mean I agree with everything he says. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. When Gallagher played for Chelsea with a proper setup and a good team around him, he was excellent. He was their captain. He's been dropped into a shit show like the rest of them. Grant, I know people are just not very clever when they say this. Dude, you're going to get blocked. Actually, yeah, you're getting blocked right now. You don't call people retards. Don't call people retards. Grow up. Grow up. Fucking child. Absolute child. Grow up. It's not banter. He wasn't a flop at Chelsea, was he? He wasn't a flop at Chelsea. Grow up. Again, Ringo, you're another one. No one's dying on a hill. They're all shit at the moment. I don't know how we've got... Oh, my God. I get so angry. Your parents have done such a bad job with you. It's unreal. Wesley, what the fuck are you talking about? Please accept the things you hailed as solutions that led us down. What are you waffling about, you twat? Shut up. Oh, God. Honestly, right, guys, I'm going to end the show because we're now getting to the stage where the idiots come in and ruin it. We're now getting to the stage where the idiots come in and ruin it. It's just ridiculous. We're not learning. We're not learning, right? We're not learning as a fan base. And as I said, till we learn, nothing changes. These fans can't see the problem. They can't see the problem. And until they do, nothing is going to change at Tottenham Hotspur. They cannot see the problems. We get to the end of every game, and whoever the player is that people like the least takes the blame. Whoever the player is you like the least takes the blame. Isn't it? Those that hate Gallagher, it's Gallagher's fault. Those that hate Simmons, it's Simmons' fault. Those that hate Mawani's fault. Those that don't like Gray, it's Gray's fault. This isn't on one person. This isn't on one person. I don't know how we're not seeing it. So, look, I don't know what to say anymore. But, guys, we're going to be back at 8 tonight. Big up to Oxide Gaming. Said our squad is League One Championship level. It's bad. Mate, it is a bad squad. It's a bad squad that needs the Madisons and the Kuduses to be playing. But Tequila, they're not getting it, right? They're not getting it. As I said, so many of these fans deserve it. So many fans deserve it because they're not seeing the bigger picture. They're so worried about one player. Look at that Marios idiot. Because before the game, he said he doesn't like Dragusin and Basuma. They're the two he picks today. Forget that all 11 was shit. They're the two. It's mad. It's mad. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. I'm going to put a panel together for you. I think Stell's coming on. Danny, Lubo, Johnny. It's going to be lively. It is what it is. Guys, girls, doesn't matter if it's Frank. Doesn't matter if it's Ange. Doesn't matter if it's Tudor. Doesn't matter if it's whoever. This is a horrible team, and we've got to hope that West Ham and Forest keep losing games. Guys, I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Oh, as always, come on, you Spurs.